of the time. And we'll see as what Beaver Dam can do here as they started out their own 30. 5 seconds here into this matchup.
Yeah, we saw a lot of nice things last week. You saw, as you mentioned, Lysis and Brown both getting going. Receivers have had a nice couple of weeks. A lot of nice options for Beaver Dam.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brown in the backfield with Jimenez. Lined up tight on the right side of the line is Lysis. See if he is in motion here as a quick adjustment. The handoff fake to Brown. Pass over to Bird. Catch caught at the 35. Goes up, crosses the first down marker. And near midfield, he's brought down at the 45-yard line. So a good start there to the offense. A little tough from our angle to see there. Looks like the pass was intended to Fletcher on the near sideline, but Bird came back and able to make the reception.
Yeah, a nice pitch and catch there and a quick release by Kendrick. Taking a look at Caden Bloom out there. We mentioned it's the tight end going to Air Force at right end right now for Baraboo.
The handoff is kept by Jimenez after play action, and he rushes up, crosses midfield, and now into the T-Birds' 49-yard line. A good gain of 6 there for Jet.
Yeah, right at Bloom there that time, and probably something they're looking at doing to try to keep him at bay and not let him get a great pass rush.
And we're seeing a quick offense here from Beaver Dam, trying to set the pace as 2 to the left, tight end on the right, and Lysis in tight on the left side. The handoff goes to Brown this time. He goes off right tackle, cuts up, leans across, and gets enough for the first down. A good job there by Brown. And this chains will move as it'll be first down at the T-Birds' 45-yard line.
And this offensive line off to a nice start, and a couple holes on the running game, and a nice quick pocket for Kendrick on the first play. So nice job so far is against a good-sized line from Baraboo.
And Beaver Dam worried about the size coming into this matchup, as mentioned, and the size is there for Baraboo, but making do with it as Brown takes the handoff up the middle. He's met immediately, and he'll be brought down for no gain. That'll be 2nd and 10 with 10:34 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, I tell you, we got a great view from up here. This is nice booth, a lot of space. We're pretty close to the field. I mean, it's a nice view here.
We'll take it every week if possible. 3 to the right, and we'll see what it's called, but looked like it may have been a false start on left guard by Beaver Dam, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, it looks like Alex Franak. Moving early for Beaver Dam.
And that'll move them back 5 yards. And as a defensive lineman, once you see that movement, made the right move, you just you go, because one of you is going to get the penalty, but 90% of the time it's going to go against the offense.
And Alex had a nice game last week after, you mentioned early in the year, Colton Fakes, freshman, injured a couple days before the first game. He would have been their left guard. Then Ramiro Vasquez out now, and so he's filling that spot. Did a nice job last week.
1 to the left, 2 to the right. Brown in the backfield, play action, and pass goes to Lysis on the near sideline. Makes the catch, but he's met by a slew of Thunderbirds, and he's brought down for a gain of 1. So it'll be 3rd and 14 now for the Golden Beavers. And a tough situation after that false start penalty.
Yeah, boy, Lysis got hammered on that first hit. He's a strong kid. He stayed up and took a couple guys from Baraboo to bring him down. That was a big hit.
And a good job there as that's Zach Cargill, the corner opposite of Alex Brown. Brown, a starter last year, back again this year. You'll see him on the offensive side at receiver. But Cargill came up and did his job and slowed him down. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Roll out to the right, and pass intended for Lysis again. That was Bird on the near sideline, but it wouldn't have been enough for a first, so it'll be 4th and 14 now. And we'll see as the punting unit comes out, and Stobie was the man the first week and a half of play as the punter, and we saw Fletcher warming up and getting his practice in, and he will be out there to boot it away for Beaver Dam, so a quick series.
A little bit of wind here tonight. Fletcher punting with the wind here.
It's booted to the near sideline, and it'll be out of bounds. See where it's marked, and it'll be.
He's going to keep coming.
Keeps walking forward.
This is going to be quite a bit.
Short punt, and it's still going. It'll be a punt of about 10. at most there by Fletcher. So it'll be good starting field position for the T-Birds on their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunate because, nice, first down, picked up a first down there, and they had a nice little drive, a chance to pin him back, and not a very good punt. And Baraboo's in pretty good position here.
Baraboo takes over with 9:09 here in the first quarter. Receiver to the right, one to the left, I formation in the backfield. The handoff goes off quick to the fullback, rushes right up the middle, crosses the 45, and that's where he'll be marked down. That was Tyson Fry with the carry. Be one of the two backs that we'll see get those carries. Fry on the season, 7 carries for 28 yards.
Yeah, and you would think that, that might be an option for them as they had a hard time getting Weck going, that Fry might be an option. Nice, strong kid.
We saw him. He kicks it away, and he's got quite a boot and warm-ups for. So the handoff goes now to Weck up the middle. He takes a hit at the line, but powers through and gets close to the first down yardage, and the far judge signaling for the first down. So the sticks will move, and a quick first down for the T-Birds, and they'll be at their own 48-yard line now. So the offense that wasn't able to get going against Monona Grove and Stoughton getting a little click here in this first quarter.
Yeah, Fry, a 5'10", 215-pound junior. Nice to have a kid like that right behind, or to run behind.
8.5 minutes to go. I formation. The handoff goes to Fry, and he's met immediately, but the big body of his is able to lean forward and get some extra yardage there as he was met immediately.
Cole Weber on the tackle there for Beaver Dam. Officials didn't give him a very good spot. They moved it all the way back to the 50. It's only a pickup of 2 there.
So at midfield here, Baraboo looking to get the offense rolling as one to the left, one to the right. Continue the I formation with Blum lined up on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Handoff fake to Weck, a rollout for Turkington. Tries to find his receiver, Blum, and he does, catches and crosses the first down marker. It'll be a gain of 8 there for Blum. And it'll be marked down at the 41-yard line of Beaver Dam, and Blum, 1 catch on the season, but showing what he can do when you get the ball in his reach.
Yeah, big kid. It's hard to imagine he's only got 1 catch. He's a huge target and showed some pretty nice hands there to make the catch.
As Baraboo continues to run the clock, 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. One to the right, I formation. The pitch goes to Weck as he cuts it back inside. Now back out, has the space in front of him. Across 25-20, 15-10, end zone in sight. Brought down just short, knocked out of bounds. He'll be down at the 2-yard line, and it was a good move there by Weck to find that hole inside to get that extra yardage.
Yeah, really nice hole on this left side, and we mentioned it. Weck only 1.8 yards a carry going in, but 2 really good opponents they played. He busts one for 40 there and picks up a first and goal. Looks like it's even closer to the 1. As you would think maybe Fry gets the ball here, that bowling ball at fullback.
We'll see as one receiver goes out to the right as a jumbo set, 2 tight ends, I formation. The handoff does go to Fry up the middle, pushed from behind from Weck, and a touchdown by Fry. Baraboo, in a matter of minutes, gets on the clock. It took them less than 3 minutes to score, and they get their first points on the board in the first quarter all season long, and try to convert the extra point to force it 7-0.
I think it was a touchdown, Baraboo. If you heard, I'm sure everybody at home heard the announcer too, the PA guy. He's good, but he's loud. I think the whole town of Baraboo can hear him.
The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is through, and a beautiful kick there by Graham Lanecamp. It will be on for extra points here tonight, and Baraboo takes a 7-0 lead over Beaver Dam. We'll take a quick break, bring it back as Baraboo looks to reply. You're watching live on BeaverDailyDodge.com. Welcome back here to Flambeau Field. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Tim Ladron as Baraboo takes a quick 7-0 lead here in the first quarter with 7 minutes remaining. And a nice job running on the ground there for the T-Birds.
Yeah, Baraboo scoring drive, 6 plays, 62 yards, 2:09 off the clock. Tyson Fry with a 1-yard touchdown run, but really set up by the 40-yard run by Mike Weck right before that. 7-0 Baraboo.
7-0, and Fry, who finished off the drive, will boot it away. A little bit of a squib, and he'll see if it goes out of bounds, and it does so just in front of the 30-yard line. So Beaver Dam will get good starting field position. As
see what they want to do. They might want to back them up. They're not. They have the option. It looks like they're going to take the yardage.
So it'll be at the 40-yard line as the T-Birds get set on defense, and Coach Kinsey and this offense look to.
It's only a 35.
To the 35, excuse me.
Oh. That's a bad rule. Should be further, especially for us. Should be at the 50 for Beaver.
Yeah, well, just throw it
20 for everybody else.
As two to the left, two backs by Jimenez, Brown and Lysis. As Lysis takes the handoff, goes up the middle. A little hesitation step, and he crosses just short of the 40. It'll be at the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 there for Parker Lysis.
Little dance and find a hole there. Nice 3-yard pickup for Lysis. Didn't look like he had much. 3's pretty good pickup out of that.
And the running game was a little slow to start against Watertown. Got it going against Fort Atkinson. Trying to do so here again as the handoff goes to Brown off left tackle. Doesn't have to find the space, and he's brought down for a loss. Brown was trying to find the last possible chance to round the corner, but unable to do so. Is a good job there by Baraboo's defense, able to come up and close off that edge.
Yeah, and there's Caden Bloom again on the tackle, as mentioned. And then, Brown every once in a while, he likes to get to the outside. And when he's got that speed and he's got the room, he can take it. But that one he probably should have cut up the field.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brown to the right hip of Jet. In motion is Lysis, fakes the handoff as Jet rolls out to his right. A pass down the field, intended for Fletcher. Has some space.
Oh, he's got it.
Has the catch.
That was a
beautiful
great
toe
catch.
touch there by Fletcher to catch it, and as he's falling out of bounds in Thunderbirds territory. What a catch, and we saw a couple of those last week, and Fletcher making the first miracle catch here tonight.
That was a catch in the NFL. He had both feet down on that. That was a great catch.
And the offense gets right back up to the line of scrimmage, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Handoff goes to Brown, and he's met, and he's brought down immediately. That's Josh Beal, who is there on the tackle. So 6:07 to play, and Beaver Dam right back in Baraboo territory.
Yeah, they got off to a good start with that first drive, picked up a couple first downs, but nothing else to show for it, and a nice pickup on that pass to Fletcher.
2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 to the left. Brown to the left hip of Jimenez. 2nd and 9 for the Golden Beavers with under 6 to play here in the first quarter. And a little bit of adjustment here as there's it's the official timeout here is on the far side of the line there. That's Zach Schoenberger. That a little bit of issue with his pad. So 2 to the left, 2 to the right. We're set here as Brown's to the left of Jimenez. Jimenez play action fast over to the far sideline, crossing the 20, and first down yardage there for Beaver Dam. A good catch there by Boschert for the first down. Didn't see many balls go his way last week, but taking advantage of it here this week.
Well, and it looks like this might be one of these games where Kendrick's going to have to put it up in the air 20, 25 times. They're having a hard time on the ground, but there's some space out there in the secondary. That play's been really successful for Beaver Dam the first 3 weeks, that little quick one to Boschert.
2 receivers stacked on the right, 2 to the left. Brown on the right hip of Jimenez. Jimenez will roll out to his right, look downfield, pass down the seam to Fletcher, and a good job there defensively. That was Pablo Ramirez, who had timed that jump perfectly. Otherwise, Fletcher was right there behind him for that touchdown reception.
And Ramirez is letting everybody know he made that play. Good attempt there. I like the ball by Kendrick. Gave Fletcher a chance, got it up in the air. Good opportunity there. That's not necessarily a bad play for Beaver Dam.
It's 1st and 10. Take the shot.
Yep.
So 2nd and 10 now. 5:03 here left in the first. To the right, in motion, Lysis. He'll stop. And a handoff goes to Brown, who's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. It'll, in fact, be a loss of 1. And this Thunderbirds defensive line causing all type of havoc in this run game for the Golden Beavers.
Yeah, they really are. They're having a hard time. And, Beaver, they picked up a couple, and Jimenez had a 6-yard pickup early, and, and that's really about it. And Baraboo's done a nice job of shutting things down.
7-0. Baraboo leads here over Beaver Dam. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis on the left side of the line. Brown to the right as Lysis goes in motion, play action. Pass back across the body intended. Crossed by Boschert. Crossing the 10, 5, touchdown, Golden Beavers. A beautiful pass there. A little bit of a leaping throw by Jimenez. Finds Boschert for the reception. And Boschert does all the work he needs to and finds his way into the end zone with ease.
That's that same bubble they ran before. And Beaver Dam, Zach Schoenberger's doing a nice job of getting out of his tackle position and getting out there and making a block.
7-6 on for the extra point is Kaylee Walters. The hold by Jimenez good. The kick up and through the uprights. We stand tied here in the middle of the first quarter with just under 5 minutes remaining. Beaver Dam 7, Baraboo 7. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live on dailydodge.com.
I got that catch beautifully. What? When he came down over here? Yeah. Perfectly phrased. Oh, that's awesome. Good job, DD! Good job, Beaver Dam! First one.
Alongside me, Tim Ladrin, and a beautiful scoring drive there by Beaver Dam. Ties it back up at 7 apiece.
8 plays, 65 yards, 2:37 on the clock. Kendrick Jimenez to Broden Boschert, 20-yard touchdown pass. Second time they hit that little bubble in that drive. Kaylee Walters' kick is good. She's 8 for 8 on the year, 7-7.
And Walters.
That was last week, by the way, that was a school record for extra points in a game, 6.
Now,
for Kaylee.
Were we able to figure out what the scoring record
It
was?
is, and Coach Kinsey told me, and it's like, and I'll get it off my phone because I texted him after the game the other night. But it's like 89 is the record. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's.
So they said it was. I think he said it was like the fourth best or something like that in school history.
So Beaver Dam pull off a miracle to score 89 in that game to see, but. Nonetheless, a huge scoring effort as a boot away, caught at the 10-yard line by the Thunderbirds, crossing up the 30 and brought down the last line, able to bring him down and be marked down at the 34-yard line of the T-Birds. And a good return there as Beaver Dam gets back on defense, is looking to stop the run after Baraboo able to get it going on their first series. Have to make some adjustments here as the big back of Fry and the speed of Weck was a little too much for the Golden Beavers.
Yeah, and so and then you worry about Bloom up the middle too. They got some weapons.
I formation in motion is Weck. The handoff goes to Fry right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, crosses the 45, and it rolls over, marked down at the 46. And this running game is too much for this Beaver Dam defense right now.
Fry is a threat. I'm surprised he's only got 7 carries on the year because he is a weapon. He's coming out now, but he's a weapon. Going back to that, 89 is the school record. So last week, 61 points was 5th most in school history.
Nonetheless, great offensive output by the Golden Beavers, but that's a tough school record to break. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see how long that one holds up. As 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff goes right up the middle, and he's brought down. It'll be a quick gain, and all these rushes here for the T-Birds as the carry was by Gabe Larson. All these carries been met at the line or close to, but able to keep the legs churning and get positive yards each time.
Yeah, and that was a really well-timed inside blitz, and it was Colton Parson in there, but they got through. Still, the running back got through. Is well-called defensive play and well-timed. Just nice run.
One to the left, one to the right, offset eye as the pitch goes to Weck off to the left side, has space, crosses 45-40, barrels through and brought down just short of the Beaver Dam 30-yard line. And a good carry there by Weck again as an 18-yard rush there by Baraboo puts them in Beaver Dam territory here in the first quarter as we have under 3 minutes to play, all tied up at 7 apiece.
Well, that right tackle over there, I can't see his number from here, but that right tackle had a great kick-out block. That was Matt Gust for Baraboo. Just a great block on the outside to spring Weck.
Single back, one to the right, one to the left. Good push as Turkington has to roll out to his right, run, takes it himself, and he's knocked out of bounds. A big hit there on the sideline, forces him out at the 30-yard line of the Golden Beavers.
That'd be able to pick up a 4. Turkington got whacked, but he stayed up.
Rosado was the man on the hit there, and he made sure to make his name known there.
Yeah, Turkington's he's a big guy. I mean, he's sitting at 6'3", 195. Big quarterback.
2 to the left. Tight end on the right is single back formation. The pitch goes to Weck. He fumbles the pitch, and he's brought down in the backfield, met by Lemus at first, and then DeJager is there to finally corral him and bring him down. That's a tough loss. It was a good 2nd and 6. Brought back now. It'll be 3rd and 14 now for the T-Birds, so good job there by Beaver Dam, able to take advantage of that error.
Yeah, first costly error by either team tonight, and Baraboo was marching down the field. Still think they're probably in a position where they could take 2 plays to pick this first down up, where they are field position-wise. They're not going to punt it from here, so they'll probably take 2 downs here.
2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 to the left. As a fumble by Turkington on the snap, and he just has to jump on the ball. It'll be another loss of 2, and that'll move them back to Beaver Dam's 37-yard line.
Well, now it might be a punt.
It'll be 4th down and 15. We'll see what they do here as it's near the 40. It's that kind of in-between range at the high school level where you don't know what you're going to do, but it does look like Baraboo is going to go for it here on 4th and 15.
That's a long way to go.
So we'll see what is called here by Coach Turkington. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Fry the lone back. 5-step drop by Turkington, looks down the field, passes, overthrows his receiver though. Intended on the throw was Mike Weck, the running back, as Turkington just a little too much air underneath it, and it'll head right back to the Golden Beavers. And a good defensive stop there. They got a couple plays to go their way, a couple fumbles, but you got to take advantage of that when you can, and Beaver Dam did there for sure.
Well, and it's something that, when you're a team that struggles and that struggled historically, those things sort of happen to you. That those bad plays, fumbles, bad penalties. Those things sort of bounce on you when you're a team that struggled. Baraboo had that happen there.
So with 1:05 remaining here in the first quarter, still tied up at 7 apiece. Baraboo scored on their opening drive. Right after that, Beaver Dam came back on their second series, able to put 7 on the board, trying to replicate that here. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Lysis next to Jimenez. Fakes the handoff to Lysis. A pump fake now as Jimenez has to roll out, keeps it himself, and just tries to get a couple yards on the gain, but he just gets back to the original line of scrimmage and misses a big hit there.
Well, Breaker ran a comeback, and then when Jimenez got out of the pocket, he took off down the sideline, and he had his guy beat, but it would have been tough for Kendrick to see him.
As down to the final 30 seconds of play. 2 to the left. Tight end on the right. Lysis in the backfield with Jimenez. See what Coach Kinsey has lined up here as the play is finally set. Rolls out to the left. A pitch to Lysis. Runs it across his left side and just dives forward close to the 40. And it'll be a 3rd and long for the Golden Beavers here with 10 seconds left to go. And this will most likely do it here for the first quarter. I'd like to remind you here, as 2 seconds remaining here, For a high-end, full-service salon experience at an affordable price, Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam has everything you need. Stop in and meet Darren, their new barber, for all of your back-to-school fresh cuts. Call 920-885-5500 for an appointment, or just walk in for all of your salon needs. Malibu Tan and Spa has it all. See them at 709 North Spring Street next to Recheck's Food Pride. For more details, follow them and like them on Facebook, Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam. After one complete, we stand 7 apiece as Baraboo and Beaver Dam all tied up. Be back with more action here and head into the second quarter right after this. You're watching Beaver Dam football streaming live on dailydodge.com.
Dedication you provide each athlete to continue participating in the sport we love. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you. We will be recognizing all the football parents during halftime.
You can't say anything because it's a tan and spa promoting haircuts and that stuff. All right.
That was the end of the first quarter. So at the beginning of the second quarter, our score reads Baraboo Thunderbirds 7 and the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers 7.
Welcome back here to Flambeau.
Alongside me, Tim Ladrin, as we're bringing you Beaver Dam High School football, brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Make, Landmark Credit Union, and Walker's Restaurant. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez takes the snap, drops back, pass down the seam, right to Lysis, and a beautiful catch there by Parker, able to get the first down and gets into the T-Birds territory. He'll be marked down at the 47, and that was a bullet of a pass there from Kendrick.
Yeah, and a really nice catch by Lysis. Nice job. His own coverage here by Baraboo and finding Lysis through the seam in the middle.
3 to the right, 1 to the left, 1st and 10 for the Golden Beavers. The handoff goes to Lysis after the nice catch. He crosses the 45 and marked down at the T-Birds 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 for Beaver Dam. 2nd and 7, still tied up at 7 here in the second quarter now.
Be surprised if Lysis gets a few more carries. Seems to be the guy in a game like this tonight.
Jimenez, a little fumble on the snap there at play action. The pass was intended for Breaker, as Breaker had to jump up and try to make the catch. Went through his hands. It'll be 3rd and 7 now for Beaver Dam.
I might have underbid the amount of passes for Kendrick tonight. 11:20 into the second, or left in the second quarter. He's already had 9. He might be reaching 30, 35 tonight. But I think that might be the way they got to do it, because this is a pretty stiff front end of the defense for Baraboo.
11:20 here left in the second. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lysis to the right of Jimenez. Jimenez fakes, drops, pass down the seam intended for Fletcher, but aired it over his head. Fletcher had no chance at making that reception, and that'll force 4th and 7, and I'll bring out the punting unit for Beaver Dam.
Well, this is another opportunity for Fletcher to try to pin Baraboo back a little bit.
As we'll see, Fletcher's last punt's not the greatest. About 7 yards on his last punt. A good one here, hopefully, as he boots it away along the right side. It'll bounce out of bounds just in front of the 20. It'll be marked down at the 23-yard line of the T-Birds.
A little better, but still not what they're looking for. You know, as far as pinning them back, but it's their worst field position to start at the 23-yard line.
And that's the last possession here. Beaver Dam took advantage defensively of a couple fumbles that pushed them back and were able to make that nice 4th down stop, hopefully to replicate that here as well.
Boy, after one, a little bit over a quarter, 2 really even teams.
This is what we saw last year. It was a grinding of a game as the handoff goes to Weck. He runs up the field, crosses the 35, gets near the 40, and he's brought down at the Baraboo 39-yard line. A big gain there as the tosses have really worked here for Baraboo and forcing them to go outside.
Man, they're going right away here.
2 to the right, single back formation. The handoff goes to Weck. He goes off right tackle, boots it inside, crosses midfield, 45-40. Bird, the last defender, tries to drag him down, does enough, and still moving forward is Weck, and he gets up past Beaver Dam's 30, brought down at the 26-yard line of Beaver Dam, and Weck causing all sort of havoc here. And it's
Yeah.
just right on those tackles that we talked about. The big tackles getting that push.
Beaver Dam's going to take a timeout. Coach Kinsey wants to talk about it because Weck had 72 yards coming in 2 games. He's at 7 carries for 106.
Weck having himself a game, and that doesn't even include Fry, who's got him those short yardage and been able to do so with ease. Takes a hit, but he powers right through it. Beaver Dam football here brought to you by Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, and Malibu Tan and Spa. As we stand here tied at 7 still.
How about
we have
this?
an update.
Game of the week in the Badger, you figure Mount Horeb, Wanakee, there's 2 teams playing for the title first week of the season. Wanakee 29, Mount Horeb 0, 4:30 left in the second quarter. Mount Horeb comes to Beaver Dam next week.
You lose your quarterback, you lose Javion Dane, L.O. Johnson.
And Mount Horeb returns a ton.
And Mount Horeb brings back so much, but that just shows the type of depth that Wanakee has, and they're not holding back here.
Wow, that's surprising to me.
So a big lead in Badger North play, as that's going to be a game to see where Wanakee finishes up. But we're back here in action, tied at 7 in the second quarter. One to the right, one to the left. I formation, handoff goes to Fry, fumbled, and diving on it. There's a pile behind the line of scrimmage. We'll see who comes up with it. It does look like Baraboo was able to dive on it, as it'll stay with Baraboo. It'll be 2nd and 11 now. That's the 3rd fumble of this game already by Baraboo.
Well, yeah, and you know they're making mistakes that like I mentioned, teams that struggle normally do, and Beaver Dam has to be able to take advantage of it here. They got to get a stop because they've had a hard time stopping the running game.
10:25 to go here in the first half. One to the right, one to the left, offset I. The pitch goes to Weck off the right side, has space, crosses the 25-20, end zone in sight, 5, touchdown Weck. Baraboo right back on the board in the ground, and they push the lead now 13-7. A little slow getting up was Rosado. He looks to be okay as he jogs off the field, but this Baraboo rushing attack and these tackles, that the runs up the middle have been able to be stopped. But the tackles and Gust, as well as Fitzwilliam, been a little too much for this Beaver Dam defense so far. Snap good. The kick is up and through. And extra point by Langkamp is good. 14-7. 10-14 to go here in the first half. Baraboo leads. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football, streaming live on DailyDodge.com. High school football and another series by Baraboo, dominated by the rushing attack.
Yeah, 4 plays, 77 yards, 2:07 off the clock. Mike Weck with a 26-yard touchdown run. Langkamp's kick is good, 14-7, Baraboo.
And Baraboo, their offensive series, when they're able to get it going, they don't hesitate to score quickly.
Yeah.
But Beaver Dam's defense is, see what adjustments they make here as they go forth. As last week, Fort Atkinson had no passing attack. They brought all 8 and 9 guys in the box. So see if that's something that Beaver Dam will do here moving forward. A lot of game left to play with 10-14 to go here in the second quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Fry boots it away, and it'll roll over to the 10, and it'll get past Brown, and it'll go into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback for Beaver Dam, and they'll start on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, you know, those couple runs there, I mean, Weck had some nice running at the end of the one run where he broke a couple tackles in the secondary, but this touchdown run, I mean, there's nobody around him. I mean, the blocking was fantastic. Beaver Dam's got to do a better job of swarming to the football here against the run game, or could end up being a long night.
And on the season, I think Weck on alone has as many yards as what Baraboo's been able to put up here in their first 2 games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Weck has had himself quite a game after averaging 1.8 yards. I don't think we'll ever stop talking about that number here tonight.
No.
But big set here as trips on the left side of the line. Handoff goes to Brown. He tries to go off left tackle, crosses up to the 20, but he's met immediately, and he'll get up to the 21. Mark forward progress there. It'll be a gain of 2, as it'll be 2nd and 8 for Beaver Dam.
Oh, that's the difference so far. I mean, Beaver Dam's hanging in there, but Beaver Dam having a really hard time getting anything going on the ground. And, I mean, right now, Baraboo's getting anything they want on the ground.
We'll keep a close eye on that with 9:40 to play here in the second quarter. 14-7, Baraboo leads over Beaver Dam. 2 to the left, Brown on the right hip of Jimenez. In motion is Bird. Bird takes the handoff, jet sweep, goes off the right edge, tries to cut it up into the middle, gets up to the 25, leans forward, marked down at the 26-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and manageable now for Beaver Dam, as it was a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 4 for Beaver Dam now.
Yeah, you know, nice pickup there. There's a little bit of a wrinkle there, bringing Bird around, trying to get something going on the ground.
1 to the right, 2 to the left. Brown on the hip of Jimenez as Lysis up front on the line of scrimmage. Fletcher out to the right, Bird and Boschert out to the left. Under 9 minutes to play, 14-7 Baraboo leads. Jimenez takes the snap, rolls out to his left, looks downfield, pass over to Bird. He's hit immediately, but able to corral the catch and brought down at the 36 of Beaver Dam. Good job there by Bird as he was met immediately. That's Alex Brown who came up and laid the hit on Bird.
Adam did a nice job of hanging on to that ball. As he said, the defensive player is just dragging on that ball as he's tackling him, and Adam does a nice job of hanging on to it.
1 to the right, 2 to the left as Brown rotates to the left hip of Jimenez. Fakes the handoff, drops back, pressure coming in, has to step in the pocket, that pass downfield to Bird, and intercepted. Good job there defensively by the Thunderbirds, and coming up with the interception there, that's Tyler Jesse, the sophomore, as there's a flag down on the ground, though. As it most likely is coming back. There was a lot of contact on the sideline.
They called a hold, and the Baraboo players already said decline. So they called the holding on Beaver Dam here.
So it'll stay with the Thunderbirds. On the sideline, it was good coverage there by Jesse, but there was some contact there.
Yeah, they never spotted the ball down here or anything. There was there's official down here where it's at the 30. So I wonder where they were going to put the ball, but it's going to be 30-yard line for Baraboo. And Adam did a nice job of trying to get in there and make a play and deflect it, like a D-back as he does on the defensive side. But just couldn't get a deflection on that one and a nice interception.
Bird a corner on the other side of the field, just not able to do enough there. So the ball goes right back to the Thunderbirds, who've been a force on the ground as they lead 14-7 and look to add on to that lead with 8:22 remaining here in the first half. A jump on the defensive line, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Golden Beavers. And a tough one there called. That's Dalton Smith, who jumped off sides, and 1st and 5 now for the Thunderbirds as they move closer to midfield. They're on their own 35 now.
Don't want, that's the first penalty on Beaver Dam, but you don't want those penalties to start creeping up now as Baraboo's starting to make this push. You got all kinds of momentum here.
Bunch formation on the right side of the line. Receiver out to the left. Handoff goes to Fry. He breaks through the middle, and a good job there. That was Sam Strasser, who just cut the legs out from Tyson Fry, and that may be one of the few ways you're able to bring down Fry with his big body.
Oh, and he had all kinds of room if Strasser doesn't make that play, too.
A gain of 4 as the handoff goes, and it's just a QB sneak as Turkington takes it himself. It was a gain of 4 there by Fry, and another gain of 4 gives them the first down, and now they're on the 44-yard line of Baraboo.
That front that was a big push by that front line, that offensive line of Baraboo. It's just a simple sneak, picks up an easy 4.
The line is set as Turkington breaks the snap a little late. There's another official stoppage as the pads getting up over the jersey again for Beaver Dam. As with 7:43 remaining here, and 14-7, Baraboo leads. Baraboo so far here through the first about 17 minutes of play. It's been one completed pass through the air, but it's all been on the ground as the handoff fake to Weck, a pass on the left side intended for Blum, and over the reached out hands, Blum was backpedaling trying to make that catch, so not in the right position there, but had space on the left side as it's now 2nd and 10.
This is a tough guy to overthrow. Big hit. Nope.
7:35 to go here.
They haven't had many 2nd and longs. Beaver Dam's got to take advantage of this. They've been picking up 5, 6, 7 or more a carry, so take advantage of this 2nd and long here.
I formation, 2 tight ends set. The handoff goes to Weck off the left tackle on the left side. He's hit, and he's able to just fall forward, unable to wrap up as Beaver Dam's defense, and it'll be a gain of about 8 for Baraboo, and it'll be 3rd and 3 actually of a gain of 7.
You can see that offensive line, huge push, 3-4 yards downfield.
One to the left, a QB push is Turkington. You see him fall forward, and he crosses to the 45-yard line of Beaver Dam, and that's just enough for a first down, a gain of 4 there, and the line has just proven to be in the size, which was a concern coming into this, showing why that was a concern.
Yeah, the coaches, you look at it now, the coaches were right. This size for Baraboo is really causing some problems.
So, second quarter here, 14-7, Baraboo leads, 6:50 to go in the second. 1st and 10 on the 45 of Beaver Dam. The pitch goes to Weck. He breaks a tackle, spins out of it, has space in front of him, 25, 30, 25. Now brought down short of the 20 as he's leaping. It'll be marked down at the 23, and another gain of about 22 yards for Weck, who just spinning out of every arm tackle that's out there.
It looked like Cooper Stonewall had him. I think maybe could have been called for, there could have been a holding call. The guy blocking Stonewall, so he couldn't wrap him up, and nice little spin move by Weck to get away, and picks up 23. 11 carries for 163 already for Weck. Yikes.
Early running here as player of the week, according to WIS Sports. He's going to be up there.
Yeah,
he's able to keep this going. One to the right, one to the left. I formation. His handoff goes to Fry. He goes off right tackle, and he just falls forward. It is a gain of about 5 for Fry.
Boy, nice job by Turkington because he bobbled that snap and still got it to Fry. Fry does a nice job of hanging on to it and picking up 5 yards. And again, nice hole on that right side by the line.
Fry doesn't look the prettiest when he runs, but it doesn't matter when you got that body and you're
like
barreling through.
He's a bowling ball. He just gets his head down and goes, and he's a nice little second option there for Weck in that offense.
I formation, fakes the handoff to the left side, and it's deflected there by the line. That was Cole Weber. It appeared to deflect it, got enough pressure there on Turkington, and good job.
It's almost like every time Baraboo decides to drop back the pass, it's a gift. Beaver Dam has had such a hard time stopping the run and Turkington hasn't had a whole lot of success, not just today, but for the whole season. And so, for a team that's been running the football the way they have tonight, I'm surprised that they're even taking to the air a little bit.
We'll see what they do here. 2 tight ends on the left side. One to the right, one to the left. Fakes the handoff to Weck and pass off to the left sideline to Fry. He's met and tackled at the 15, and it'll be short of a first down. And as you just mentioned, they're unable. They really get a little something going there, but Beaver Dam's defense able to close in on that pass quickly as Fry not the quickest to run.
Well, right. You get Fry, a kid like that, you get him going side to side, you can bring him down. You get anything where he's got a head of steam going, then he's going to be tough.
4th and 2, 5 minutes to play here in this first half. And going for it here on 4th down. The offense is running. The rushing is there as Turkington. Jumbo set goal line formation, and a timeout called by Coach Steve Turkington. And with 5 minutes here to go in the second quarter, we'll take a break with them. You're watching and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Here, we're bringing you Beaver Dam High School football back after this timeout.
Welcome back.
I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin, as Beaver Dam football brought to you here by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, and Walker's Restaurant. A big 4th and 2 here for the Beaver Dam defense as the T-Birds on Beaver Dam's 15-yard line looking to convert and keep their offensive drive alive. 4:56 to go. Goal line formation. The handoff goes to Fry up the middle. He tries to power through. See if he's able to get it. The near judge doesn't look like it as he's
It's going to be which
up
guy?
to the 14 on the near judge here, but we'll see where it is officially marked. No reaction from either side yet.
It's going to be close. This is
Still awaiting. We'll see if the sticks get moved out for a measurement. And as they will.
it was close.
A very intense moment here as we're waiting to see what it is. Keep you up to date here as it's a 4th and 2 run there by Tyson Fry. From our viewpoint, it didn't look like it was enough, but it's close enough for them to bring out the markers, and it looks like
half a football.
And they just get enough with the spot there, and Tyson Fry able to barrel through. That last-second effort gives the first down to the T-Birds.
Quick second quarter update from Sauk Prairie. Portage 28, Sauk Prairie 14.
That's a game that we'll be looking at. Those are two teams that you look at Beaver Dam needs to win to make the playoff push, as goal line set again. Turkington with a pitch to Weck, and finally Turkington, who fell down on the pitch. I don't know if you can hear.
Yeah,
but
I think Beaver Dam fans want him down, and they got the call.
Turkington fell down, and it'll be marked down at the spot. So it'll be a 3-yard loss there on Turkington's loss of footing. And it'll be 2nd and 13 now.
Another big mistake for Baraboo, and it's Weck had all kinds of room on this side to run it, but falls down before he's able to get the pitch off.
4:15 to go in the first half. 14-7. Baraboo leads. One to the right, one to the left. Offset eye in motion to the right now. Fry as the handoff goes off to left side to Weck.
Good hit.
Good job there by Beaver Dam. And a fumble. The Beaver Dam appears to have it. And awaiting the official call. And waiting the official call. I don't know if they're discussing to see if he was down.
Saying he was down.
Tough. It's from our viewpoint, we can't see.
Tough to see.
The way he was going down, his elbow may have hit, and the ball may have been forced out by the ground.
Yeah.
I think we'll go with that as of right now.
Yeah.
But with that, it'll be 3rd and 13 for the T-Birds with 3:45 to go here in the first half. Single back, one to the right, one to the left. A little play action by Turkington, has to roll out to his right, pass across his body, and overthrows his receiver, intended for Blum. And it'll be 4th and 13, and that'll bring out the kicking units, and a good defensive stop there by Beaver Dam, something he needed. Can't go down by 2 touchdowns this close as Baraboo gets the ball back after half.
Yeah, good point. Turkington, boy, if he looks at Bloom right away, he's wide open over the middle of the field. He rolls out instead and has to throw a duck up there.
Snap is slow. The kick is up, though, and it is through the uprights. And a good job there by Langkamp, able to get it through, and saw some struggles in pregame warm-ups, but Langkamp, no struggle there as they extend their lead to 10. 17-7, Baraboo leads over Beaver Dam. Back with more as we head into the end of the first half. Right after this, you're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live on dailydodge.com. by Tim Ladrin. And a scoring drive stopped short. And Beaver Dam's defense able to hold the Thunderbirds to a field goal there.
12 plays, 57 yards, 5:01 off the clock. Graham Langcap, 33-yard field goal for Baraboo. 17-7 Baraboo.
As Tyson Fry about set to boot it away here. We're down to the final 3.5 minutes of the first half. Lysis and Brown set to return. A good boot there by Fry. Caught at the 5 by Lysis. Crosses up to the 20. Goes now off left hash. Crosses into the middle. And he's brought down just short of the 25-yard line. As good kick coverage there by Baraboo. Able to prevent a big return.
Well, Beaver Dam did a nice job of putting points on the board last week at the end of the half. I think feels like they might need to get something here. You made a good point. Baraboo's going to get the ball to start the second half. So Beaver Dam needs to put some points on the board because they have a hard time stopping this offense. 2
timeouts left for Beaver Dam here in the final 3+ minutes as one to the left, one to the right. Lysis and Brown in the backfield with Jimenez. Takes the snap, hands it off to Lysis. A little hesitation, and he's met immediately in the backfield there. In there to bring him down right away is Josh Beal. And this defensive line just not allowing the Golden Beavers to get anything going with this rushing attack that was so good last week and able to attack Fort Atkinson all game long.
Only 21 yards on the ground for Beaver Dam so far.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis along the left side of the line. In motion, Brown to the right. Jimenez will roll out to his right. A quick screen pass intercepted, and Baraboo takes over in Beaver Dam's territory at the Golden Beavers 13-yard line. And it was a present for Bent Florencia. And Jimenez trying to go for the quick back screen there. But Florencio right there. And a costly turnover for Beaver Dam. He's seen some fumbles by Baraboo, but able to recover on their own. That time, Beaver Dam gives it right back to Baraboo.
This is a must-stop situation here for the defense. Got to at least hold them to a field goal here. Can't let them in the end zone.
2:46, and Baraboo takes over. 1 to the right, single back. 1 to the left, Turkington play action. Pass down the middle to Blum. And you just throw it up, and Blum brings it right down and does so quickly. The Air Force commit gets his first touchdown of the season, and Baraboo extends their lead 23-7 now over Beaver Dam.
Same play they ran earlier in the last drive that they missed, where I mentioned that Bloom was wide open over the middle. Obviously, their staff saw it wide open over the middle. Just throw it up there to him. Easy pitch and catch.
The snap is good, and the kick is up and off the right post. An extra point, no good. So score will stand 23-7. We'll keep it here as that was a quick score there for the Thunderbirds. Beaver Dam turns it over, and Baraboo takes what they're given and takes advantage of it, and extending the lead now 23-7, leading by 16 over Beaver Dam. And we've already surpassed the scoring from last season's matchup, 14-13.
Yeah.
That was a rainy one as is. It got a little chippy near the end, but the offense for Baraboo, a different story than what it was last year.
They look good. And quick one-play drive, 14-yard pass to Bloom, takes 4 seconds off the clock. The positive, if there is a positive, the positive of that is Beaver Dam's got 2:42 to put something on the board here. Mentioned before last drive, important drive to score. This is a really important drive to score now.
Still two timeouts.
Yep.
And you control where the field position is going to be based off this return here. 2:42 remain. Fry, who is just out there, comes back out, boots it away. Had a good one last time. Another good one. Bounces at the 10 in front of Brown. Brown able to field it. Crosses up the 15, 20, 25. And he's brought down short of the 25-yard line. A good tackle coming up there to make the play was Keegan marking on the kick coverage. And that's been consistent for Baraboo all night. They've been able to come down the field and, besides the kick that went out of bounds, prevent Beaver Dam from getting good field position to start.
Baraboo has looked sharp. Defensively, again, I know Kendrick's last 2 passes have been interceptions, but they've been vulnerable in the secondary, but they are stiff up front, and they tackle well.
2:36, 23-7 Baraboo leads. Stacked receivers on the left, stacked on the right. Kendrick keeps the handoff himself as it was intended for Brown, and it'll be a gain of 2 for Jimenez with 2:36 to play.
Well, it's tough to put it back up in the air with 2 straight picks, but 2:28 left. I think they got to take a shot here.
And the passing game is what's been able to work so far for Beaver Dam,
Yeah.
but trying to mix it up, keep Baraboo's defense on their toes. 3 to the left as the option out to the left. Jimenez keeps it himself, runs up, crosses the first down marker, still going, crossing the 35, and the pile pushes him forward. Being marked down at the 37-yard line. A good gain there from Jimenez. And that's the first down for Beaver Dam in quite some time, and needs to keep it rolling here as the clock stops for the time being. And it's back up and running as the sticks move. 2:06 here to go in the first half.
Good call by Coach Lindy and the offensive staff. He had a lot of space off that option. Kendrick does a nice job of keeping it and getting up the field.
2 to the right here, 2 to the left as Brown is set in the backfield. The views appears that we are good and ready to play. The clock will run as stacked receivers on the right, 2 to the left. Jimenez takes the snap. The handoff goes to Brown. Almost wanted to keep it himself, but Brown had a grasp on it, so it'll be a gain of 1 for Beaver Dam, and it'll be 2nd and 9. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, that's one of those where Kendrick's been really good at that the last 2 years of making that decision of keeping it or going or giving it off on that option. Kendrick is a little indecision there on that one.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Offense quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9. Handoff goes to Brown off left tackle. The line collapses on him on the left side, and it's a short gain of about 4 for Brown, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for Beaver Dam. They're on their own 42-yard line, and 1:12 remaining. Beaver Dam still has 2 timeouts. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Brown to the left hip of Jimenez. Baraboo leads here 23-7. Clock ticking, play action. Jimenez keeps it himself, tries to get the first down himself, crosses the 45, and that's where he'll be marked down. It'll be a 4th and 2 situation. You have to imagine Beaver Dam goes for it here, looking at the scoreboard.
Oh, interesting decision because, they're still on their side of the 50. Looks like Beaver Dam is going to take the timeout or timeout somebody.
We're still awaiting to see who the call says on the field. And there's the final call. It'll be Beaver Dam's 2nd timeout used. And this has been a first quarter. You look at it, Beaver Dam, Baraboo, evenly matched up. But the second quarter has been all Baraboo. And it's easy to call that WEC has been the difference maker in this game so far.
Yeah, I think WEC and Fry both, their ability to sort of feed off each other. Obviously, WEC has had a monster game here in the first half. And I think that's been a bit demoralizing to this Beaver Dam team. And when they've marched up and down the field on the ground the way Baraboo has, Beaver Dam's had a hard time getting any life into them. And as hard as they've played the last 2 weeks, even the Watertown game where it looked a little bit ugly for a while. It looked like they might get blown out of the place. They hung in there with their effort. Tonight, at least right now, they look a little bit defeated.
4th and 2 situation here. A big 4th down conversion if they're able to get it, as 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Brown in the backfield next to Jimenez. 1 timeout remaining here for Beaver Dam.
Yeah, the interesting part about the timeout is if they don't get it, Baraboo's got the ball on Beaver Dam's side of the field with some time left.
And Baraboo still has 2 timeouts remaining. Bird in motion left to right. The handoff fake to Bird. All right, Brown as a pass complete over to Lysis. He managed to get out of bounds. Smart play there by Parker. Stops the clock as Beaver Dam gets a first down, and they're at midfield now.
Yeah, good cause. It worked a couple ways, right? They got the first down. They got out of bounds. Really nice job. Good call on the offensive side. Good pass and a good catch.
23-7, 38 seconds to go here in the first half. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Brown next to Jimenez. Jimenez drops back, rolls out to his left slightly, has to keep it himself, and decides, takes the sack at the midfield. It'll be 2nd and 10, and a final timeout forced to be used by Beaver Dam. And that's a play where you hopefully look for Jimenez to throw it away out of bounds.
And it's unfortunate Kendrick didn't see the middle of the field there. And here's the thing, too, and I know you get some fans yelling at Kendrick to throw the football, but here's the thing. He's got guys that are 6'5", coming up there with high hands. It's hard to see that. He had Broden Boschert wide open over the middle of the field, but you just couldn't see it with that big size. And we saw that 2 weeks ago when Watertown was trying to make those short passes with our tall or defensive linemen getting hands up and making it difficult on them.
And it's seeing the opposite side here, and Beaver Dam experiencing that themselves here. Is it's 2nd and 10 midfield here. 30 seconds to play, to be exact here. As thank you for tuning in here live, streaming live on dailydodge.com. Brewers in action tonight. We got the Badgers in action tonight, but we appreciate you tuning in here to Beaver Dam High School football as nearing the end of the first half.
A high school football Friday night.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jimenez takes snap, play action, passes across the middle. Boschert makes a catch, crosses the 40, up to the 35, brought down, marked at the 36-yard line. Clock will stop for the time being.
And Kendrick is hurt.
Kendrick took a hit there as he's good, and he's walking back up now. We'll see if the officials will force him to come off. Usually after that, if he's down for an extended period of time, players are forced to come off the field. Carter Raisin is now coming back out, and he'll have to take a snap here for Beaver Dam.
Oh, tough situation, too. No timeouts. You got a chance to score. You wonder if they're going to let Reason throw the football.
And you understand Coach Kinsey's frustration here with this, but it is a rule for safety. And, I mean, Jimenez was down for a bit, so you can't err the refs on taking the side of safety there.
No, I know. It's tough. I get it from Coach Kinsey's standpoint. I've been there in similar situations. That's a tough call. Well, let's see what Carter can do here. He's probably got to put the ball up in the air.
20 seconds to go. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Reason takes the snap. 3-step drop, looks downfield. Pass intended for Bird. And contact in the middle of the field, and Bird looking for the flag as well as the Beaver Dam faithful. But no flag is thrown, and Jimenez will come out as intended pass down the seam for Bird, but it'll be 2nd and 10, and the clock will stop with 10 seconds to go.
I like that they had the faith in the young kid to come in and throw it. You got to try to get a score. And, yeah, actually, good read. You think certainly could add pass interference there. 2
to the right. Jimenez drops back, looks downfield. Pump fakes, and brought down in the backfield. Brought down. Baraboo coming in. It's Ben Florencio with the interception to eventually lead to the Blum touchdown. Ends up this first half, and Florencio having a huge first half here. And Beaver Dam goes into half, trailing Baraboo 23-7. And Baraboo will receive the second half kickoff. Look to add on to their lead. We'll take a quick break, and we're coming back. We'll get you numbers and more here going into halftime. Halftime here brought to you by Horicon Bank. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live on dailydodge.com.
No, you want them? Yeah, I can. Okay. Hey, Tyler, can you guys do your halftime report so I can see you? Can you guys stand up?
Yeah, sure.
Go take that one first. There's gotta be.
You guys can keep it off on your side. What's your name for half?
There we go.
Now entering the field on the 2018 Baraboo Thunderbirds dance team, who will perform a routine this evening to the song Panda by Designer.
We're definitely
Usually people down like they're separated, so but I don't want to say anything too bad. We have like this is us and both coaches on West Bank, and it's wide open. There's been time, there's one year where I had a different guy over here, just half the time on the radio, I'm like, I'm right by it, we sit like right here next to me. Soccer.
I get broads in the line, just in the business, to the top. Credit cards in the scouts, wake up percentage, let the sound, over to lavish. They be acting rats out of the lavish. I be putting my stuff in the lavish. I got plenty of stuff in Bugatti, but look at trash. Legacies, killing the count. Papa Burke, I got signed, I'm completely gone. Keep moving lavish. I'm feeling put up in the family, no need to come and keep you on the count. Millions, that's a big in the family, go out to the family, so one of you family. I got people put up in the gate. I got this competition, so you make your life no money.
Flambeau Field, I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin, here with your Horicon Bank halftime and Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram drive of the half. It's tough, but Beaver Dam's one scoring drive. We were able to move the ball down the field and do so effectively, and it was nice for them. Kendrick's been spot on here, 9 of 15. We'll get to that here in a second, but Kendrick, quite a good drive there leading up to it.
Yeah, 20-yard. It was a 20-yard touchdown pass from Jimenez to Boschert. 8 plays, 65 yards, 2:37 off the clock on that drive. It looked like at that point both teams are going to be able to do whatever they wanted to on offense. Baraboo's been able to keep that up. Beaver Dam's had a hard time on both sides of the ball.
Looking at the scoreboard, 23-7, and as you mentioned, 7-7 in the first quarter. But going forward in the second half, it was all Baraboo, and it didn't look good for that Beaver Dam defense and that offensive line. The size that we mentioned in the pregame, just too much for them.
Yeah, momentum all started with that running game, and that's sometimes what happens. And the offensive line's able to push the defensive line sort of wherever they want to, and an offense that struggled the way they have against two really good teams, when they come out and move the football, Baraboo's feeling awfully good about themselves. 232 yards of total offense, 206 on the ground. They're led by Mike Weck, 12 carries, 164 and 2 touchdowns. Tyson Fry has 6 for 32. Brock Turkington through the air is 3 of 7 for 26 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown was to Caden Bloom. He's got 2 catches for 24 yards to lead him.
And Bloom, the big body, we talked about it before, Air Force commit, and he's really showing why he is a commit, even though he has 1 reception coming into this game. And it's hard to throw around him and throw over him. Turkington's done it a couple times, but when he's got it in the vicinity, they've been able to execute. Yeah, certainly a weapon in the middle of that field, especially with that running game that's going for him. Yeah, it's tough to come up and clog that running game and then have that big tight end come behind him. The other thing, too, is he's doing a great job on the defensive side. He's been a big part of that defensive front that has stuffed the Beaver Dam running game. On the other side of the ball, Beaver Dam, you look at the yardage, not horrible. It's come in spurts and been unable to finish those drives when they do get those big yardage. Yeah, Kendrick Jimenez, 9 of 15 for 120. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 down the sideline over here to Adam Bird. You can understand that one. It's kind of a jump ball, both guys going up for it. Tough one on that screen play. It was a big interception that led to the Bloom touchdown there at the end of the half. It's Broden Boschert with three catches for 46 and a touchdown. He leads the way. Parker Lysis has 3 catches for 21. Adam Bird, 2 for 26. Fletcher, 1 for 28. On the ground, though, it's been tough for Beaver Dam. Only 37 yards. Kendrick Jimenez actually leads the way. 7 carries for 17 yards. James Brown, 8 carries for 9. Parker Lysis, 4 for 6. Bird, 1 for 5. They've had a really tough time against that front. And that's looking back to last week. They had their way with the rushing attack, and it's just the difference of you look at it, and Baraboo, the team last year, put 13 points up on the board. No matter what the weather was,
Right.
it was a struggle for them to get those points
Right.
on the board. This year, it's the exact opposite, and they're basically taking over this game, and
Yeah.
it really isn't a struggle, and maybe Beaver Dam may need to run a couple hills here to get going here in this second half as they head back to their locker room here at halftime. Brought to you by Horicon Bank. It's going to be interesting here moving forward in the second half. A lot of play left to go here.
Sure.
But as we mentioned, Baraboo gets the ball to start the second half.
Well, a couple things. It's interesting how the coaches were so concerned about that size, and one of the comments was they're very similar to Watertown with their size up front, and you're seeing the same issues on the running game as you saw against Watertown with that size. That's a problem, obviously. You mentioned, obviously, 23-7 score. Baraboo comes out with the football, so you got to get a stop, obviously. Then you got to find a way to make some big plays. Probably got to be through the passing game. Saw Kendrick get knocked down and banged up a little bit there at the end of the half. But they moved the ball pretty well through the air that last drive again. That's been whether they're successful. Probably going to have to put it up a ton here in the second half.
As you can see here, I need a haircut. I don't know.
I need a haircut. It's
Jim,
there's
still some there for high-end full-service salon experience at an affordable price. Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam has everything you need. Stop in, meet Darren, new barber, for all of your back-to-school haircuts. Call 920-885-5500 for an appointment or just walk in. For all of your salon needs, Malibu Tan and Spa has it all. Just off of Spring Street, 709 North Spring Street, next to Recheck's Food Pride. For more details, follow and like them on Facebook, Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam. We'll take a quick break here. We got about 6 minutes here before halftime is over, and we get back under action here in the second half. Be back with more thoughts and what needs to change, what needs to stay here going into the second half. You're watching Beaver Dam High School Football, streaming live on dailydodge.com.
Your out-of-town scoreboard for this evening in the Badger North Conference. From Prairie du Sac, and at the half, the Sauk Prairie Eagles and the Portage Warriors are tied at 28. And at the half in Mount Horeb, it's Wanakee 43, Mount Horeb Barneveld 0. And in Washington, D.C., the Milwaukee Brewers lead the Nationals 4-1 in the top of the seventh. Milwaukee began the day in possession of the second wild card spot and 5 games back of the
Tim Ladrin as we're closing out here and near the end of halftime, as it's brought to you here by Horicon Bank. Going in here, I mean, there's very obvious statements that can be made here.
Yeah.
The rushing attack is obviously 1A, 1B,
Yep.
2, 3, 4
Yep.
in stopping for Beaver Dam's
Yep.
defense. And it's going to be interesting. Blum getting involved at the end of the first half. Nice touchdown reception, getting his second catch on the night. It's trying to balance that out and figure out how do you not let Blum into the game, but also still stop that run.
Well, and I think even before that, it's got to be simplified even a little bit more. You just got to get a stop on the first drive. I mean, really, it's you as a coach, you're going in there and you're thinking, okay, you got to break this thing into parts now. You know, you got to try to get a stop in that first 4 or 5 minutes of the opening or the third quarter. And then you got to put some points on the board. But you got to take care of number one first. So you're right. You stop the run, first. I mean, that's the big thing. And then, Blum's a weapon, but he's got 2 catches, and they've only completed 3. That running game, over, like you said, at half, over 200 yards on the ground already. That's a big deal, and they've got to be able to find a way to stop that. If they can stop that, get that taken care of, get a little bit of momentum. Beaver Dam's proven to be able to move the football through the air, down and score, and then you get yourself a ball game. You got to take care of that one step at a time here now.
And if you're Baraboo, I don't know if you change anything. Maybe run the ball more. Maybe give it to Fry, that mix it up a little more, as they've tried to get Gabe Larson involved into this game. You bring in someone else, that's a whole nother problem for Beaver Dam to try to overcome. But
I think with both teams know it's a big game. You look at the Badger North, Wanakee, Mount Horeb, the Forest. Reedsburg's undefeated. If you want to get in, get 4 wins, you got to have this game. You want to get in if you want to get in. So both teams know it's important. Baraboo struggled for a long time. They feel like they've got a pretty good team this year. They've shown that here in the first half. I think they're just going to stick to what they've been doing. And Fry, Weck, just keep pounding the football. And and the other thing too, you got a 3-score lead. You run the football, that clock runs, makes it difficult.
And Beaver Dam, looking at the schedule moving forward, it's going to be the 3rd straight week next week where you're going to go into a game against Mount Horeb where you thought, it's a Badger North game of the week.
Yeah.
It's maybe state game of the week with the matchup and what it entails. And Mount Horeb is being shut out so far here at halftime.
And unfortunately, they get caught behind Wanakee a lot on the schedule. And next week, they're going to run into a really, really, really angry Mount Horeb team. And that's what happened last year. And it wasn't good. But the nice thing is they get them at home. But This game's not over. I was wrong. It's actually not a 3-score game. It is 2. It's a 16-point game because they missed that extra point. You know, they get a couple 2-point conversions, but it's still gettable. But they've got to come out and get this first stop here.
And that's this first drive here is so important as the teams get set here to kick off. Beaver Dam will boot it away, and then Baraboo they'll set the tone here, and then what they can do, where this game's going to go forward here in the second half. So with the clock hitting about 0 here, we'll get it underway here shortly. As Beaver Dam High School football here, brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, Walker's Restaurant, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, and Malibu Tan and Spa. I'm Tyler Lance, alongside me Tim Ladger, and as kickoff here, about to get underway here in the second half, as it'll be an important drive on each side, as 250-plus offensive yards for Baraboo, 150-plus for Beaver Dam, and we'll see what Coach Turkington was able to put together here as he looks to orchestrate this first drive here in the second half. The boot is away, and it'll be fielded at the 16 of Baraboo. Met immediately, and he's crossed to the 30, 35, brought down and dragged just short of the 40. Big block there by the Thunderbirds on the end there.
Jeez.
Close off the end. I wasn't able to catch the number.
I wasn't either.
Whoever from Beaver Dam got popped right back up.
Good field position for Baraboo. Is you're hoping maybe a deep kick and get momentum right off the kickoff. Didn't get it there, but his defense got to step up here and get some stops.
1st and 10 on Baraboo's own 39-yard line, 23-7. The T-Birds lead. 1 to the right, 2 on the right side of the line. A pitch goes to whack off right tackle. Guts upfield, crossing the 45 midfield. Has the end zone in sight.
Huge
One
block.
player stopping him, cuts back inside. Still running, 20, 25, 15, down inside the 10-yard line. A flag is back, though, near the 45 of Beaver Dam. We'll see what it is. Near the line of scrimmage, it did look like there could have been a hold as well, but the flag is thrown a little further up. So we'll see what the play is as Baraboo's offense goes back to the original line of scrimmage, and it appears to be against the T-Birds.
That was looked like a big block, but it was be a hold on. I think it was Caden Bloom out there leading the way. But you stack up a couple of breaks together and make some plays out of it. Beaver Dam has done a nice job the first couple of weeks of taking advantage of some mistakes by the opponent. It's a big mistake there by Baraboo.
The flag was down the field, so it'll be a 1st and 4 instead. Much better than where the ball was, though, inside the 5 of Beaver Dam. So it'll move them back as 11:37 to go here in the third quarter. 1 to the left as the handoff this time goes back to Weck. He crosses up to midfield, and he's dragged down at the 49 of Beaver Dam. That'll be a gain of 5 for Weck, and a first down for Baraboo nonetheless.
They said Joe Zimonic was the carrier on that one, 17.
A new back in there, and we talked about
mentioned that, yeah.
them getting Larson involved, now Zamanovich involved as well.
Yeah, good luck with that name.
Offset high as the handoff goes to Fry up the middle, as it's a quick gain of 4. They'll be down at the 46 of Beaver Dam. That's a gain of 3, excuse me.
You just call him Joe Z.
I'm going to call him Man. Man with the carry. We'll see here as it's been the Fry and Weck show all night long. There's a mix of Larson in there, and now Zamanovich brought in. And so trying to get some new faces, catch this Beaver Dam defense off guard. Offset eye, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. In motion is Fries. The handoff goes off to Weck. He cuts it back up the middle.
There
He's
we
met
go.
immediately. A good job there defensively. Getting a little chippy in the second level there, but nonetheless, third and long, and no gain on the carry there by Weck, 3rd and 7.
Key to that play is you got a defensive lineman in the backfield early to make Weck make a quick, change of direction and not have that downhill attacking style running he's been able to do all night.
And 3rd and 7. Haven't been too many 3rd and longs for Baraboo. One to the right. A pitch over to Weck on the left side. Cuts up field, crosses the 45, dragged down, and he'll just get a couple yards on the carry. And it'll be 4th and long. And a good job there by the Beaver Dam defense. But we have yet to see the Baraboo punting unit out there tonight.
I think they're going to go for it here.
And it'll be 4th and 3, and it'll be a 4th and short. Turkington ran over to the sideline, grabbed the play, and now he's back in the backfield, and they break the huddle.
Be surprised to see them go off the tackle here on the right side.
Watch the sneak here as one to the right as the handoff goes off to Weck. He tries to
Tackle
cut it
the right
back
side.
in,
Nice
but he's
job.
met immediately. Good job there by Rosado and company, able to bring him down, and it'll be a turnover and downs for Baraboo, and we talked about it at the end of half is what do you have to do to start the second half?
Get the stop.
Get the stop.
Got the stop. Just one play at a time here.
23-7, and Beaver Dam will take over with 9:15 to go in the third. And an opportunity to potentially cut this down to a one-possession game.
Yeah, just a really good job by the defense there.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. A quick bubble screen over to Bird. He catches it, cuts up field, just tries to get some extra yardage. And it'll be a quick gain of 2 for Bird. Chipping away, it'll be 2nd and 8.
Good job there. Just a quick little pass by Beaver Dam just to get things going, get a little momentum going here on offense.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis on the left side of the line. Have Brown in the backfield, Jimenez. The snap, handoff goes to Jimenez. He cuts up, goes right into his line, and leans forward. The pile gets pushed back slightly, but forward progress is called, and it'll be another short gain, this time of 3. And it'll be a 3rd and 5 for Beaver Dam. But you see Beaver Dam trying to get that running game going here early on in the second half.
Well, you have to do it a little bit because otherwise the defensive line just tees off on Kendricks. You got to do it a little bit, just keep him off balance. But really, a lot of stuff's got to be picked up through the air.
Shotgun as a false start will be called. And Bird was first to move on the far side there. And good situation there, 3rd and 5. But a scrimmage penalty hurting Beaver Dam offense there, 3rd and 10 now.
That certainly changes the dynamics of the series now. 3rd and 5. You get a couple
3rd and long
there. Yeah, chance to take a couple shots, but now at 3rd and long, you got to get something down the field.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Jimenez has Brown in his backfield, rolling out to his left. Jimenez has to get rid of it quickly. Finds Bosch.
Nice catch,
Makes the catch in Baraboo territory. Brought down at the 41 of Baraboo, and a good job there by Jimenez. Had pressure coming from his right side, able to get it out. And Sherhan Boschert makes another reception on the night.
16-yard pickup from Jimenez to Boschert on a 3rd and long. Nice momentum pickup there. And again, Beaver Dam able to move it through the air.
Beaver Dam, first down, 7.5 remaining here in the third quarter. 23-7 Baraboo leads. In motion, Lysis stops. Handoff goes to Brown, who goes off left tackle, cuts back inside. Just tries to chug forward, and another short gain for this Beaver Dam rushing attack. It'll be about a gain of 3. Good first down carry there by Brown. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Again, we mentioned you got to do it a little bit. I mean, you got to keep it on the ground a little. But the nice thing, the offensive line has done a really good job of protecting Kendrick tonight.
2 to the left as Jimenez rolls out to his right. Option keeps it himself this time. And another short gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Golden Beavers. They're on the 35 of Baraboo.
Don't need to get it all here. You're probably in 4-down territory, maybe the rest of the night. You don't need to get it all.
And that's why those, as you mentioned, you got to chip away with those runs, try
Right.
to get something going. Positive yardage each down will definitely get you there,
Yep.
and that's what they've been doing this whole series. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs. This is handed off to Lysis up the middle, breaks through the line, it's brought down short of the 30, and it'll be about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 for Beaver Dam now.
And this is goal for territory here.
6:17 to go. 23
Oh, they
7.
gave him a first down. How about that, huh?
Excuse me, the marker on this near sideline looked like it was at the 30.
I didn't think it was either, Tyler, but they gave it to him, and we'll take it.
Not complaining up here as it's a first down for Beaver Dam now on the 31-yard line of the Thunderbirds. 2 to the left, tight end inside on the right, now 3 to the left, moving out into the slot for the Golden Beavers. In motion, Lysis goes out to the right. Jimenez rolls out to his right. A quick pass to Fletcher. Tries to find him low, but threw into traffic trying to come up to make the interception was Nate McCauley. He had an opportunity, but Jimenez threw it really where no one can make the catch, and a good decision there by Jimenez.
Kendrick had completed his 4 in a row there before that incomplete pass. Still having quite a bit of success through the air.
5:48 to go here in the third. A quick third quarter here so far, and Beaver Dam still trailing by 16. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 10. Jimenez option out to the left, keeps it himself, cuts inside, gets a big gain, near up towards the 20. It'll be marked down at the 22-yard line. And it'll be a gain of about 9 there for Kendrick, and it'll be a 3rd and short now for Beaver Dam.
We've probably seen him keep on this option more than we've seen in 2 years, and he's picking up some really solid yardage for him.
3rd and 2 officially, 5:20 left in the third. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis in the backfield next to Jimenez. Takes this handoff, goes up the middle, finds a hole, cuts through the first down, passing the 20, and it'll be marked down at the 17-yard line. First down for Beaver Dam. Continue to get those first downs. Clock continues to tick, though, as well.
Yeah, but you're right, but there's time.
Yeah.
There's time to do a nice job of moving the football here, and the key's going to be if they can score. Can they get the 2-pointer?
Just 5 minutes left here in the third. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis in the backfield, takes the handoff again, jumps out to the outside, cuts back into the middle of the field, leans forward, and it'll be a nice gain of 4. 4 or 5 there for Lysis, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for Beaver Dam. In the red zone, and looking to execute here with last week. Very strong within in the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and a nice drive here they're putting together. 12th play of the drive.
2nd and 4. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff goes to Lysis again. Grabbed leg there in the backfield, but able to get some leaning forward. And it'll be 3rd and 1 now for Beaver Dam.
Middle of the
Inside the
offensive
10.
I apologize, Tyler. Middle of the offensive line had a really nice push there.
Is continuing to drive the ball, getting the rushing attack here going, slowly but surely. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Flag is thrown here, and it'll appear to be an offsides against Baraboo. Good job by Beaver Dam there, drawing that off, and that'll be enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Golden Beavers.
Big first down, sets them up inside the 5. They can punch this in.
Got 4 downs here, ideally, to get a touchdown and get it in. As 4:01 remains here in the third quarter. 23-7. Baraboo leads. Thank you for tuning in as we're streaming live here on dailydodgers.com. I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Wadron. Bringing you the action tonight as Beaver Dam takes on Baraboo. 2 to the right stacked as an option. Jimenez has to keep it himself there as the pitch was closed off. As Lysis was veered out to the right. And it'll be a short loss of 2 there for Beaver Dam. And it'll be 2nd and goal at about the Baraboo 6.
He didn't have the pitch either. It was a good job to keep it, just eat it and take the loss. Pitch man was covered.
1 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 tight ends set with Lysis to the right hip of Jimenez. Lysis takes the snap, tries to run up the middle, and he's met immediately. Nothing able to get going there for the inside of the line, and Baraboo, good job there, forcing now a 3rd and goal for Beaver Dam.
Two chances here to pick it up.
3 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. One to the right, one to the left. 2 tight ends set still. Lysis on the right hip. Fakes the handoff. Jimenez looks over to his right side.
Oh,
Dropped on the near side. A flag thrown near the line of scrimmage there. Bird had an opportunity there for a touchdown, but unable to finish the play. We'll wait to see what the flag is thrown. It's in the area of a possible holding, maybe?
No, I think they called an ineligible man downfield. Like the official put the hand on the head.
The flag will be against Beaver Dam nonetheless, as the officials have run over to Coach Turkington to see what his decision is, as it could be 4th and goal, or it could be 3rd and goal and long for Beaver Dam.
They declined it.
And the flag is declined.
Interesting decision. 10-yard penalty, it'll always be 3rd and 15. It's an interesting call there.
So it'll be 4th and 5 for Beaver Dam, or 4th and goal on the 5-yard line of the Thunderbirds. And Brown will come in here, taking a breather and substitution. Taking a break as Ian went Utri. Let's bring in 2 backs with Brown to the right hip of Jimenez. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Big 4th and goal for the Golden Beavers. Jimenez rolls out to his right, looks down, has a receiver. This time caught by Adam Bird. 2 receivers in the vicinity, and Bird able to make the diving catch for the touchdown. Beautifully done there by the Golden Beavers.
I think it bounced off of Fletcher on the slant route, and Bird had to be in the right spot to catch it. It was tough to see, but I think that's what it is, and Beaver Dam needs to get this 2-point conversion. This is a big play here.
You see a offensive lineman running back out there at 23-13. 2:45, and Beaver Dam with a great drive there, moving it down the field slowly but surely, and getting 6 on the board. Now they need another 2 here. There's 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brown to the right hip of Jimenez. Rolls out to his right, pass across, now packs over to Brown, and nothing was there as Jimenez was knocked down, had a hand in his face, unable to see to the right side of the field where he was looking to throw the ball. So the score will stay a 10-point lead for Baraboo. And they remain leading 23-13. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live here on DailyDodge.com.
Welcome back here to Flambeau Field.
Alongside me, Tim Ladrum, bringing you Beaver Dam High School football, and Beaver Dam unable to convert the 2-point conversion, but nonetheless put 6 on the board.
16-play, 58-yard drive. Kendrick Jimenez to Adam Bird for a 5-yard touchdown pass on 4th down. The 2-point conversion, though, is no good. 23-13, Baraboo.
The kick booted away, and a line drive as it's fielded at the 18, coming up, crossing the 30, 35, and trying to cut outside. Still on his feet, 40, 45, and brought down short. That'll be down at the 41, and Nate McCauley, the safety, able to make the good return and give some good starting field position for the Thunderbirds.
And they have. They've done. Baraboo has a big advantage on kick return tonight. That's probably about a 20-yard advantage compared to what Beaver Dam has been able to do tonight.
And that was vice versa last week, where Beaver Dam may have not had the good return, but they had the great field position, whereas Fort Atkinson always back in their own 20-yard line. One to the right, one to the left, offset eye, handoff as a flag is thrown and play is stopped and blown dead. And we'll see what it is going to be. Beaver Dam fans not happy, as there's maybe too many men on the field.
Oh.
Legal substitution. Okay. 5-yard penalty, so first and 5 now instead for Baraboo as they move up to their own 46-yard line now. One to the right, one to the left, offset I. Fry in motion left to right. The handoff goes to Weck. Weck goes off the right tackle, leads his blockers, follows his blockers, and he crosses the first down. A gain of 6 there. Be marked down at the 52-yard line. A good carry there by Weck, who isn't slowed down since his amazing first half that he had.
Nope, and if you're Baraboo, that's all you really sort of need to do is just keep pounding away on the ground here. Beaver Dam is going to need to come up with another stop here. That's why that 2-point conversion was so big. You had a chance to make it a 1-score game. Now it's a 2-score game.
Beaver Dam down 23-13. 2:30 left here in the third quarter. One to the left in motion now. Handoff on the jet sweep. Goes off left tackle, has some space, crosses a 40, 35, 30, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. On the carry there, that was Alex Brown, the receiver for the Thunderbirds, getting his first carry. He's had a quiet season on his own, the cornerback as well. 2 receptions for 24 yards on the season for Brown, so he's getting his first carry.
Just you pound and pound and pound and pound, and then you bring Brown around on the outside. That's tough to defend. You can't really blame Beaver Dam for getting caught up on that.
Offset I, handoff goes to Fry, who is in motion from the left to right. Lemus and Chase unable to get the tackle, crossing the 20-15, pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, and a good carry again for Baraboo. Be marked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Thunderbirds.
Another nice. It's a nice look if you could bring that big fella coming around the side.
And Lemus is down as he was trying to track down Fry. Dove to try to make the tackle, unable to do so. Still down as a training staff will head out there as we'll keep it here for the time being. Beaver Dam football here brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, Walker's Restaurant, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, and Malibu Tan and Spa. It's 23-13. Beaver Dam trails to Baraboo, and the first drive of the second half, Beaver Dam does a great job, able to get that stop that we talked about that they needed at halftime. Another one, still have the opportunity here, but Baraboo looking at like they're moving the ball like they were in the first half with the running game.
Well, I think it's a couple really nice adjustments as they notice Beaver Dam really starting to try to clog the middle against that running game. They run 2 times on the end around. They get the one to Alex Brown coming around, and now they bring Fry, who's in motion, to give him sort of a jet sweep look coming on the outside. Just a couple of really nice looks to counter Beaver Dam trying to stack the middle of the field.
As Lemus appears to be a right leg injury.
It's also not good for the kickoff game.
Kickoff, yeah. As Lemus, Coach Kinsey attending to see what appears to be the issue and hoping that he is okay. He'll be taken back to the bench here and be looked at as last year, kickoff man, back up, and he's kind of versatile guy, linebacker, safety, all over the place on this defense. First and goal, one to the right, one to the left. I formation handoff goes to Weck right up the middle. He pushes through, and it'll get up to about the 5-yard line. A good carry there. It was a gain of 4 for the Thunderbirds. Second and goal now. Second and goal. A substitution late coming in here for Beaver Dam as the flag is thrown. I don't know if the timeout was, the near judge called the timeout. So Coach Kinsey trying to get a late substitution in there. Player maybe not responding in time and getting that, but it was a tough one with Baraboo getting up to the line right away. So a good job there by Coach Kinsey, able to get that timeout in. Though it's not where you'd like to use your first, it's a necessary one to and not giving out free yardage.
You know, there's still hope. You've got, if you can hold them to a field goal really doesn't do anything. It's still a 2-score game. It's still a 2-touchdown game. So if you can hold them to a field goal here, you still have a shot in this thing. So still some work to do here for this defense. and still a chance to keep this a 2-score game for them.
Thank you for tuning in here as we're streaming live on dailydodge.com. I'm Tyler Lance, alongside me, Tim Ladrin, bringing you the Beaver Dam High School football action here tonight. It's an odd Friday as we have college football in the state going on right now. There's one to the right now, back in play here. 2nd and goal, 152. Pitch goes to Weck, has end zone in sight. No man to stop him, and Weck runs right in with ease for another rushing touchdown for the Thunderbirds. And they extend their lead to 29-13. And Baraboo's PA announcer making it well known. That's touchdown Baraboo.
They got like a youth softball park probably 5 miles away from here. They're in a town. They can hear them from there.
A kick by Lane Camp is up and through and extends the lead 30-13. Now it is officially a 3-possession game here, and Baraboo extends their lead to 17. Back with more Beaver Dam High School football action right after this. You're watching as we're streaming live on dailydodge.com. Welcome back here to Flambeau Field. I'm Tyler Lance, alongside me, Tim Ladrin. And a assertive scoring drive there by Baraboo extends the lead to 17.
6 plays, 59 yards, only 50 seconds off the clock. Mike Weck with a 5-yard touchdown run. That's his 3rd of the game. He's also at 200 yards rushing for the night on 19 carries.
So the boot here upcoming from Fry as it's a squib. And trying to field it is Fletcher. Brown eventually comes up, takes it at the 30, 35. He's hit and he'll try to drag himself forward to the 35, barked down at the 34 of Beaver Dam. And that's where the Golden Beavers will start their next offensive series, looking to just get back on the board here and give themselves a shot as they trail by 17.
Update from Portage. Sauk Prairie 35-28 in the 3rd quarter with a lead. Garrett Hertzfeld for Sauk Prairie has all 5 touchdowns for them tonight.
That'll be a name we'll be looking forward to, as that matchup isn't until October 5th. So we got a solid month and a half, and hopefully he cools off by that point
right.
and gets all the touchdowns out of him. Beaver Dam set to go here on their own 34, 2 to the left. The handoff goes to Lysis. He tries to maneuver and get through the line of scrimmage and able to get a gain of 2 there. Get to the 31 of Beaver Dam. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Trying to get something going and just not much. Again on the ground tonight for Beaver Dam.
1:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Approaching the 4th here. 1 to the left, 2 to the right as Jimenez pump fakes. Has to try to pass downfield. Hit on the throw. And the reception was intended for Fletcher, but Fletcher has the pass bounce off his chest, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
It was too bad because there are a lot of good things there. They faked that screen. They tried to look for Fletcher deep. Fletcher realized he didn't have it, came back and sort of ran a deep hook, and Kendrick read it, threw a pretty good ball, a little bit down. Just a lot of good things there. It's unfortunate he couldn't complete it.
1 to the left, 1 to the right. Brown in the backfield next to Jimenez. Play action, looking downfield. The pass intended for Fletcher again, and off the right hand, bouncing off the knee. It'll force a 4th and 8. And Coach Kinsey here possibly bringing out the kick punt unit, and it appears he will do so. Out to punt the ball away will be Sam Strasser, or Fletcher, excuse me, as Fletcher will move back. Strasser coming in here on the protection. That's a tough break there
Yeah.
for Beaver Dam, having a couple opportunities to get that first down, but was unable to corral the pass.
A couple decent balls by Kendrick, and now some confusion again on who's supposed to be in on the punt team here.
Something we really
need the long snapper. Long snapper wouldn't in there. Need him.
Walker Yeager gets out there, snap high, and able to handle it is Fletcher. Fletcher,
good
best punt of the night, bounces at the 40 and continues to go into Baraboo territory inside the red zone, and it'll be inside the 20, marked down at the 14. Fletcher with the boot there. Not first punt's not the greatest. Second, a little better, and third was what Beaver Dam's been looking for all night on his punts.
Apparently, you gotta for Fletch, you gotta have the snapper come out late, and then he's gotta jack one over your head. You gotta go up and get it and be an athlete, and then kick one away. That's the best job he's done all year. That was a great punt.
Fletcher at that point was just trying to get it away, not thinking about anything, and sometimes that's when the best things happen. 51 seconds to go here, left in the third. 30-13, Baraboo leads. One to the right, I formation, one to the left. In motion, right to left is Brown. Brown fakes the handoff as it goes to Weck, and Weck gets a gain of 2. It'll be marked down at the Thunderbird 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Expect to see a lot of that here as we wind down the end of the third and head into the fourth. A lot of balls on the ground. I can't imagine Baraboo attempting to throw the ball at all here.
No, and I'd be surprised unless a play clock forces them to get a playoff here. 15 seconds to go here, left in the third. One to the right, one to the left. In motion and a pitch will go to Weck. He has the space on the left side. He'll be pushed out of bounds. Enough for the first down, and then with 5 seconds to go, it'll be 1st and 10 for Baraboo here in the third quarter.
He's just, you know, and I know Stoughton and MG are both very good teams, and I get that, but it is hard to imagine the lack of running game that Baraboo has had the first 2 games. Watching this tonight, this is, we know Fort Atkinson, you know, Watertown showed a nice running game against, but this is a little bit, this is another level as compared to what Watertown was able to do. They can run it with multiple guys. They run it out of that I set, and they get that fullback head downhill with Weck.
I formation, one to the right, one to the left. Turkington drops back, looks downfield. It intended for Brown, but overthrows him by a yard or 2. Had a man open there, and end zone would have been in sight, but Turkington's struggles continue in the passing game, and that'll force us into the fourth quarter. With that, Baraboo leads 30-13. Final quarter of action right around the corner. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live here on DailyDodge.com.
So we said before, we're going to bring heavy duty.
Ladies and gentlemen, my captain and Haymaker from the 17.
We can go.
Okay, put your hands up in the air, your hand in your head.
I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin, as Beaver Dam High School football here brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, Walker's Restaurant, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, and Malibu Tan and Spa. And Baraboo, first down there to close out the third quarter, and as we head into the fourth and 2nd and 10 now after an errant pass. This is a series that Beaver Dam really needs to, as we mentioned, coming out of halftime, they need that stop here.
Probably not even just a stop. I think they need a turnover. They need to change this momentum here a little bit. Some sort of big play here. Force a fumble and run it in.
Offset eye to the right. Handoff goes to Weck. He looks off right tackle, kicks it back inside the middle of the field, and he'll get a gain of about 5. And it'll be 3rd and 5 now for Baraboo, and a crucial here 3rd down. for this Beaver Dam defense.
Mentioned they probably weren't going to throw. They picked a really good time at the end of the quarter there to go ahead and take a shot with 2 seconds left because the clock's going to stop anyway, and just take a shot downfield. It's a good call to end the quarter for Baraboo.
A pitch goes to Weck at corner. Edge is closed off. Good job there by the Beaver Dam defense. And Weck is brought down. That's the Jaeger and Ian Went-Utri who were able to close off that possession. Cooper Stonewall did a great job there at closing off that edge, forcing Weck back inside.
That's a good example of you're still doing your job, even though Cooper wanted to make that play in the backfield, still forced him inside, did a nice job there.
It was only a gain of 1, so 4th and 4 for Baraboo at their own 31-yard line, and Beaver Dam back to return the punt. As it looks like the punt unit is confused. The snap is off. Fry with a boot. High one, and Bird trying to make the catch, and it'll just bounce out of bounds at the 25-yard line of Beaver Dam, and that's where they'll start their next series here and start out the 4th quarter.
Well, Adam really wanted that ball. He wanted to try to make a play and get some momentum going. That was a tough punt to field there.
That was a weird punt there by Fry. Yeah. Kicked it sideways there, almost rugby style, and it made it factored into a little bit more difficult to catch there for Beaver Dam.
Yeah, certainly it wobbled a little bit, made it a tough play for Bird, but it had good distance and good height to it too. And it sort of forced him to the sideline, and in a game where you're trying to have somebody make a play, it would have been unfortunate. Couldn't get Adam the ball there. 2
to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez has Went-Utri in motion from left to right. Jimenez rolls out. Pass intended for Went-Utri, and it went into the hands. I believe that's Fletcher. And incomplete pass, and it'll force 2nd and 10.
And they tried to hit that little flat route. Just nothing there. And now it ends up, keep the ball in the air. Try to make some plays here. Let's have a little bit of time. You got to score quick.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. As Jimenez fakes, looks downfield, down the seam, and pass was deflected by the second level. Intended for Ian Went-Utri. With the deflection there, that was Parker Clary, who had an opportunity to nearly put the dagger in this game and take the ball right back.
It went Utri into that tight end position, which is a little bit different for him as well.
Wonder if I haven't seen Boschert out there here. Usually that's where Boschert would be. Interesting that Went-Utri is out in that role after the big first half there by Boschert. As Jimenez rolls out to his right, has to come back over to his left. Tripped up with a shoelace sack there for the Thunderbirds, and a good job there. And that was Gabe Larson who was able to bring him down, and that's a tough loss there on 3rd down for Beaver Dam. And it'll be 4th and extremely long in their own territory. Well, force them to punt the ball away here with 10:05 left to go in this contest.
I think it's Neil Breaker that is out for Beaver Dam. I see him sitting over here on the sideline.
Yes, the punt's booted away there by Fletcher. A high skying one, bounces at the 30, takes a Golden Beaver bounce, and it'll be at their own 36-yard line. And that's where Baraboo will start their next drive. And as they lead by 17, they're just going to keep on running here.
Yeah.
And the one pass, as you mentioned, end of the quarter, no harm, not going to stop the clock.
Right,
so
right.
We're going to see a heavy load of Wetch, Fry, Zamanovich, Larson. I think
whoever they throw
down, yeah, we can go down the roster and see who's going to run it. Brown had a carry earlier on. I formation. Handoff goes to Fry up the middle. He barrels through untouched until he gets to the 30, where he's brought down immediately, a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Thunderbirds.
I think you made a good point there, though, Tyler. Is 3-score game. You wonder when Baraboo decides that it's time to get somebody else in and keep guys fresh. They next week will have Portage at home, a game they're going to expect to win.
Portage's offense, both are pretty high scoring over there in that Sauk Prairie matchup. As a quick carry for 1 is brought down. Tyson Fry, his helmet came off, so he'll have to take a play off here, a benefit for Beaver Dam there.
Yeah, they're not as good as they've looked tonight, and their line has looked good, especially. But yeah, they're probably in a spot where they can't afford Weck and Fry to get banged up.
8:55 to go here in the fourth. 30-13, Baraboo leads. 3rd and 2 for Baraboo. In motion as the handoff will go to Weck off right tackle. He cuts back in, enough for the first and then some. Still on his feet, 20, 15, crossing, pushing the pile up to the 10. Still going, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be brought down at the 7, and Weck didn't even have any other defenders around him for Beaver Dam. Defenders there and just kept on moving the legs and moved it from the 10 into the 7 just on his own.
Yeah, it was an impressive run by Weck, but also Beaver Dam's got to do a better job of wrapping up. That is certainly going to be a focus, I would imagine, this week in practice. This has been a lot of yards on the ground. There'll be a lot of adding at the end of this game.
I formation here. Tight end on the right, one to the right, one to the left. As a handoff goes to the fullback up the middle. See who got the carry as Gabe Larson. They relieve Fry. And Larson gets his second carry of the night. We'll be under 8 minutes to go, 30-13. And it's 2nd and 7 for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, and maybe that's the time. This is the time maybe where they're going to say, we're going to start getting some other guys in here. They've got to, because now Baraboo's sitting there, they're thinking, maybe we're a playoff team.
One to the right, one to the left, offset eye as the handoff goes to Weck. Plows over as the Beaver Dam defender in for another touchdown. Weck just making himself known here tonight and on defense there. That was Colton Parson that tried to step up. And Weck, just the confidence, the momentum, everything that they've had going tonight. There's no way Parson was going to make that stop.
He just ran him right over.
And the extra point is up and good. 37-13. Baraboo leads here over Beaver Dam. Be back with the kicking off here from Baraboo as Beaver Dam just looks to get something on the board. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football streaming live on DailyDodge.com. And a big scoring drive there by Baraboo to extend it to 37-13.
5 plays, 36 yards, 3:16 off the clock. Mike Weck, his 4th touchdown of the day?
Believe so, yeah.
4th touchdown of the day. Yikes.
As Fry set to boot it off and fielding it is Lysis, catches at his own 5, crosses up to 20, 25, and then he's tangled up and brought down at the 30-yard line, and Beaver Dam will start at their own 30.
His 3rd of the day. Tyson Fry has one.
4 touchdowns on the ground here. Blum with the lone receiving reception for Baraboo, and it's been a one-sided attack here for Baraboo, but Beaver Dam unfortunately hasn't been able to come up with a plan.
It's funny, too, because it looked
them.
like at the end of the first quarter, I mean, this is going to be like you thought both teams were going to score a ton of points, and they're just going to keep coming back and forth. But Baraboo answered the bell. Beaver Dam had a hard time.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. In motion, Lysis fakes the handoff, and instead it goes to Brown, who goes off the right tackle inside and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll gain 1 on the play, and it'll get up to the 31 at Beaver Dam. Be 2nd and 9. And Brown and Lysis able to just attacked the Fort Atkinson defense last week, and the line for Baraboo not given any way to this Beaver Dam offensive line. One to the right, one to the left. His handoff goes to Brown. He tries to go off left tackle, cuts inside, and he's met immediately. And a little bit of scuffle there at the end is coming up, and a little chat there between, it looks like Shaneberger and a defender there. A few words. A little frustration starting to come out here as down by 24. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez has Brown to his right hip. Over to the right here. Looking downfield is Jimenez. A pass intended. Brown there made a beautiful interception there. As the receiver came out on him as the pass was thrown ahead of Bird. Bird didn't look like he knew where the ball was. And Brown just came up. Bird tried to play defense, and that's one of those corner end zone catches that you see. And Brown just another turnover here for Jimenez in this Beaver Dam offense.
Yeah, again, it's just not, as much as everything went right last week, not much has gone right here from the end of the first quarter on, and it's just Baraboo able to just sort of try to run out the clock here, and they're going to get their first win of the season.
1 to the left, 1 to the right, I formation as Baraboo's offense is set at their own 41. The handoff goes to Fry up the middle as he's brought down. May actually be Campbell Kosier. Graham Langkamp at quarterback as we start to bring in our second string units. Reminder here, school starting up next week for Beaver Dam on Tuesday. First day of school. For high-end full-service salon experience at an affordable price, Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam has everything you need. Stop in and meet Darren, their new barber, for all your back-to-school fresh cuts. Call 920-885-5500 for an appointment or just walk in. For all your salon needs, Malibu Tan and Spa has it all. 709 North Spring Street, next to Recheck's Food Pride. For more details, follow and like them on Facebook. Malibu Tan and Spa in Beaver Dam. There's a high formation as the pitch goes off the right side, and a new back brings it up to midfield. It'll be marked down officially at the 49. That'll be Clayton Teasdale. And we've seen some reps in the second unit and warm-ups. Now, gain of 7, and it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Thunderbirds at their own 48-yard line. Have an opportunity here to convert it, keep the clock running as we have 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Offset to the left. Baraboo will get their first victory in the season after the talk online. Unable to play a full game of play as the handoff goes up the middle. Doesn't look like they're able to get enough as it'll be brought down. The play blown dead before he's able to lean forward across midfield, so he'll get to the 50, and it'll be just short. It'll be 4th and 1 for Baraboo, and
Beaver Dam.
they take on Portage next week. Baraboo does. Beaver Dam next week will take on Mount Horeb, as we talked about earlier.
It doesn't get
Not
any
an
easier
ideal
next
game
week.
to play when you're coming up against a team that just played Wanakee, and I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
You're going to play your best ball after taking a beating like that, and Coach Kinsey and his staff will definitely be ready for it. Punting unit away as Tyson Fry out there for his second punt of the night. A little muff there, and he boots it away.
Man.
High into the air at the 5, but it'll bounce into the end zone. A little too much there, but I think the running game's been impressive here, but can't say enough about Tyson Fry's boot.
Yeah.
They've only had to use it twice tonight, but the man can run the ball and be a bowling ball in the offense, but in the deciding factor in field position, he can be a difference maker.
Well, special teams, right? I mean, special teams have been big tonight. Also, as far as field position goes, the kicking game, the kickoffs, punting, it's been a big advantage to Baraboo tonight.
So with 3:38 to go, Beaver Dam's offense just trying to get something going here. As Kendrick out there, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, in motion Lysis, left to right. Fakes the handoff, quick bubble screen over to Boschert. He catches, moves up to the 25, crosses the 30, has some space on the sideline. Brought out of bounds and a late finish there, and a flag thrown, and rightfully so there, as Boschert was brought down well into the bench of Beaver Dam. And that'll be an additional 15 yards on the end of the play, where Boschert already got up to the 40-yard line.
Nice pickup by Broden as he's had his best night of the season. He's at 5 catches for 82 and a touchdown.
Boschert has a touchdown catch, and Bird a touchdown reception as well. As don't know if it was intended for him or if it went off Fletcher, but another touchdown for Beaver Dam with their lone scores on the evening. As they will fall short here, maybe able to see if they can tack on some more points, but currently down 37-13 with 3.5 to play here in this game. 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Back on each hip of Jimenez. In motion now Brown as the handoff goes to Lysis up the middle. Splits through a couple defenders, gets up close to the Baraboo 40. Be marked down at the 41-yard line, a gain of 4 for Lysis.
A nice pickup there. Again, able to move the football. There's a couple mistakes, and really Baraboo's ground game has been impressive.
3 minutes to play as the handoff kept faked by Jimenez. He gets enough for the first down and plows over the defender. Good job there by Kendrick, lowering his shoulder and knocking over Quinn Mueller. As Jimenez gets enough for the first down, he gets the Beaver Dam offense up to the Baraboo 27-yard line.
Nice carry by Jet there. He's done a nice job on the ground today.
That's something, as you mentioned earlier, didn't see a lot of last year, but
No.
the confidence starting to grow. And
Yep.
this offense is a quick bubble screen over to Adam Bird, runs up the sideline, gets a few yardage, and it'll see where they place it. It'll be a game of about 5. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for Beaver Dam. A good 5-yard quick hitter there for Kendrick.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is with Kendrick doing that is he knows he has to do a little bit more of that to move the football.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Brown in the backfield as a play action, a pump fake pass down the field. Boschert wide open.
Job.
Another touchdown there. Beautifully ran there by Kendrick Jimenez in this Beaver Dam offense. Boschert with his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And with that play, goes over 100 yards receiving. So a great night there by Boschert. And Beaver Dam will look to get this game to a 37-20 with Kaylee Walters on for the extra point.
Nice pump and go there by Jimenez, and then Boschert sells it nicely and is wide open down the sideline.
Timeout there by Beaver Dam. Another issue of not having the right unit, right players out there. So it'll be a timeout by Beaver Dam, and we'll keep it here as Beaver Dam football here tonight, brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, Walker's Restaurant, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, as well as Malibu Tan and Spa. And that was quite a drive there by Beaver Dam with 2:30 remaining. Just trying to get some sort of flow going as you head into next week. And, tough opponent, Mount Horeb, no slouch as they may appear to be tonight. But, ranked number 7 in Division III, according to WISports.net. And they got themselves quite a squad down there.
Yeah, and again, Beaver Dam is fighting themselves on the back end of a Wanakee beatdown and on Mount Horeb, and so they're going to have to be ready to go.
Play two-point conversion there as a fake PAT, and Jimenez, who's the hold man, throws it over to Ian Went-Utri for the 2-point conversion, and looking for that earlier in the game, but unable to do so, but able to convert here on this 2-point conversion. So it goes 37-21. Beaver Dam trails by 16 with 2:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. Be back with more action right after this. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football, streaming live on dailydodge.com.
I just need to stop talking for a little bit. Bases loaded. They had one out and they struck out. He struck out Harper with the bases loaded. Now he's got red loaded. Welcome back here to Baraboo Field.
And a big scoring drive there with a 2-point conversion to close out that offensive series, and a beautiful job there by Kendrick Jimenez.
4 plays, 80 yards, only 1 minute off the clock. Jimenez to Boschert, 23-yard touchdown. Jimenez to Ian Wet-Utri for the 2-point conversion to make it 37-21 Baraboo.
And Baraboo set up front here. Their whole return unit is set for a onside kick. As it appears, we'll see what Beaver Dam will do here. We'll see if they just boot it away. There is one man back for the Thunderbirds. And it'll be a little bit of a pooch kick. It'll bounce at the 20, and it'll bounce back and able to dive back for it and recover it as Macaulay for the Thunderbirds, and it'll secure quite possibly the last couple plays here in this contest with just over 2.5 minutes to go.
Smart play by him. You see, a lot of times you see a kid, they'll go run back and they'll try to pick it up and try to run with it, and they'll kick it around a little bit. Does a nice job of just falling on the football, take the ball right there.
A good play there by Macaulay, who's had himself quite a night. He's made a couple plays back at safety, but he's had done a great job with his return game and special teams all around. It's been a point of emphasis for the Thunderbirds here tonight. Offset I formation is 2:37 to go. Offense is set and just trying to get another guy out there, another body. And it's finally set offset I. One to the left, one to the right. As a pitch goes over the left side, goes off left tackle, cuts it back in, breaks a couple of tackles, getting up to the 30. And it'll be enough for a first down. It'll be a gain of about 13 as Clayton Teasdale getting himself some numbers on the stat sheet here tonight.
Final from Fort Atkinson. Watertown 53, Fort Atkinson nothing.
Coach Grable having a rough go to his first season at Fort Atkinson as he takes over for Coach Mahoney, who was coach there for 30 years. 2:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Clock continues to run as Baraboo will come out victorious as they lead 37-21 right now. One to the left, one to the right, offset I. Handoff for the fullback right up the middle. He breaks a couple tackles, pushes forward a little bit. It'll be a gain of 5 up to the 35 of Baraboo.
It was a nice run there by Campbell Rosier for 3 right up the middle. How about in Portage, it is Sauk 50, Portage 36. A lot of, sounds like a 7-on-7 football there tonight.
A lot of offense here around the conference, as maybe a little bit one-sided in a few matchups, but a lot of high-scoring contests around Badger North and South from what we've been able to see, as there's one to the left, one to the right, offset I. There's a fumble, and we'll see as it appears able to recover it was Graham Langkamp, who the backup quarterback and now who's been in for the last couple of series for Turkington. The 1:04 remaining. Imagine one more play ran, and that'll be about it for us here at Flambeau Field. Is 37-21. Beaver Dam will fall short.
Yeah, again, it's a disappointing loss for Beaver Dam, and you got to hand it to Baraboo. They came out and played really well tonight.
One to the left, one to the right, offset I. Baraboo will gain their first win, and most importantly, it's a conference win for them here in the Badger North as a pitch goes to Teasdale. As he's brought down in the backfield. Good job closing out that play for Beaver Dam as Rosado was able to come into the backfield. And that will about do it with 19 seconds remaining. clock will continue to run, and Baraboo will come out victorious. And with that, we'll take a quick break, come back with numbers and thoughts right after this. You're watching Beaver Dam High School football, streaming live here on DailyDodge.com.
Thunderbirds win! Your final score, the Baraboo Thunderbirds 37, and the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers 21. On behalf of Principal Glenn Bilston, Activities Director Jim Langkamp, I'm Dave Mowers, wishing you and yours a very safe journey home.
Dial that up next week.
You want to turn it around for the post game? Drive with a half day too.
Well, I mean, maybe for the first one, got him to 23-13.
Yeah.
16-play drive. Yes.
And now I know
what
I
I'm thinking.
stand for the whole game.
Welcome back here to Flambeau Field. I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin here, bringing your post-game report. Beaver Dam falls short 37-21 to Baraboo in a tough matchup that looked like it was going to be a high-scoring game no matter what early on in the first quarter, but unable to come back after a 16-point second quarter effort by Baraboo, and that was about it. But Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram drive of the half. Beaver Dam able to get it within 10. Could have been with 8 if they were able to convert the 2-point conversion. Nonetheless, able to bring it down, but just unable to keep that offense rolling.
Well, we talked about in the beginning of the or at halftime was the key was to get a stop and a score, and they did. You know, and they got the stop, and then it was a 16-play, 58-yard drive that went 6:30 off the clock. Kendrick Jimenez finished it off with a pass to Adam Bird for a 5-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good. Had a chance to get it to one score, couldn't get it in. And from there, it was all Baraboo.
And all Baraboo it was for sure. And offensively, can't say enough. They were able to slow them down a little bit in the second half, but Beaver Dam, it was just too much whack.
Yeah.
I mean, Turkington really didn't have to do much tonight, but that's not this Baraboo offense. The Baraboo offense moving forward on the season, looking at it, they have Blum, who's going to be that receiver to kind of offset and try to give that scare to defenses moving forward. But Weck, you got Fry, I mean, the list goes on. Their backs had a handful of carries themselves only, but it shows that there's possibly they have other guys that can be threats moving down the road.
Yeah, I think if you go, like, for them to move forward, and Baraboo, like we mentioned, probably thinks they got a shot at the playoffs here. And you would think they're in the hunt. They're probably going to have to throw the ball a little bit better, as you mentioned. But, boy, on the ground, 368 yards on the ground for Baraboo. Mike Weck leads the way, 25 carries, 244, and 3 touchdowns. Tyson Fry has 10 for 63 and a touchdown to lead them. It was That was awfully impressive. Turkington ends up through the air 3 of 8 for 26 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That touchdown went to Caden Bloom in the first half. Right at the end of the half, he had 2 catches for 24. For Beaver Dam, 236 yards, only 79 on the ground. Kendrick Jimenez led the way, 12 for 27. Lysis had 10 for 28. Brown, 13 carries for 19 yards. Jimenez through the air is 15 of 28 for 188. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Both touchdowns, two touchdowns for Broden Boschert. 6 catches for 105. Adam Bird had a touchdown, 5 catches for 34. Lysis, 3 for 20, and Fletcher, 1 for 28 for Beaver Dam. And they say when you, it can be in football, it can be pretty demoralizing when you get beat physically, and I think that was the case tonight. When you give up over 300 yards on the ground, that can, boy, again, Tyler, we talked about it in that first quarter. Boy, it just seemed like 2 even teams are going to go at it. It's going to be a great football game, and then Baraboo's ground game just took this game over.
And over, we said it throughout this whole broadcast, size, size, size. And that was the difference maker. Baraboo's offensive line able to dominate the edges.
Yep.
Most of those runs going off tackle or pitches and giving the opportunity for Weck to decide which way he wanted to go. And that's really what dictated this game, and Baraboo used it to their advantage because Beaver Dam wasn't able to stop it.
Yeah, the push by the offensive line, the ability of the backs to run through tacklers. I think they found something in Tyson Fry as their fullback, the ability to run the football and do some things out of the backfield so that it's not just Weck. We mentioned coming in, I think the number of the whole thing is we came in and we mentioned Weck 1.8 yards a carry coming into tonight, and he is dominant tonight as Baraboo rolls to this one.
And with that, make sure to tune in tomorrow morning to high school OT. Tomorrow we got Coach Kinsey, Cambria Freeland head coach, Marshall coach, and then the winner of the Rio and Randolph coach will be on tomorrow from 8 to 9. Kevin Haugen and Wade Bates will be on that, so make sure to tune in, hear what Coach Kinsey's post-game thoughts are on this. And final thoughts here for us, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, and we talked about it. We talked about it all last year. Talking about it this year too. They got to win 4 to get in the playoffs. This is one you think they have to have. It puts them in a tough spot, but along those lines, you've still got 6 conference games left. They got some room to figure some things out. Obviously, tonight was not the night they were looking for, but maybe they got to be able to bounce back, and it's going to be a really tough opponent in Mount Horeb. Again, last we saw, I think it was 43-0 at halftime against Wanakee. They were down, but we saw that last year too, where they become angry. But they got to come up to Beaver Dam now. They take that long drive, and really it's going to come down to, can they continue to play good football, or can they get back to playing good football? If Beaver Dam can do that, it just get some momentum back going again. They come in, then they get Reedsburg, which would be a big game. And so Reedsburg, Portage, if they can start rolling into that midseason, then you might have something there going toward the end. But certainly a tough spot and a tough loss to take for Beaver Dam tonight.
Week 5 through 8 are going to be the crucial ones where they're going to have to come through. As you have Reedsburg, Portage, you have DeForest as well as Sauk after that. So that 4-week stretch is going to be really crucial. But it all starts next week with Mount Horeb and seeing what Mount Horeb team comes out and what Beaver Dam team comes out here as they're able to kind of handle. We saw Kendrick throw the ball a little more tonight as needed with this defense of Baraboo. But the rushing attack was there last week, but who knows?
Yeah, well, then that's the 2 things they got to really take care of, because I think now that we've seen them play Baraboo, I think you've got to take that Fort Atkinson game and you got to just go, okay, that wasn't a very good football team they played. They've got to shore up the run game on the offensive end and the defensive end. That's what they have to focus on, and they've got to take care of. If they take care of that, then they can get something. But really, then that's all things that they need to take care of in-house. They got to worry about who they are and the things they need to fix. And if they can do that, put themselves back into hopefully a competitive situation next week against Mount Horeb.
Beaver Dam football tonight brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Landmark Credit Union, Walker's Restaurant, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Choice Insurance, and Malibu Tan and Spa. Next week, still be streaming live here on dailydodge.com, but you also can tune in. We'll be back on air on 1430 WBEV. Don't miss that, as Beaver Dam Golden Beavers will be taking on Mount Horeb Barnville and coming back to H.H. Durley Athletic Field. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight and watching us live on dailydodge.com, and we look forward to seeing you next week.